Hey, everybody. It's Jamie, and we are uh, from the Heart Live. Uh, this is my 200 subscriber celebration, and also we'll be celebrating Twin Peaks Day. So happy Twin Peaks Day to those Twin Peaks fans out there. Um, oh, I messed up. Okay, so I fixed that. Um, how's everybody doing out there? I'm doing pretty good. I'm wearing my heart shirt, in celebration of 200 subscribers. Thank you so much. I want to start this out by saying thank you so much to everybody out there who subscribed. It means the world to me, really, that anybody even, wants at all to hear anything that I have to say about anything, let alone, movies, music, entertainment, or whatever. But um, I'm absolutely flattered and humbled at the fact that I have 200 subscribers. So thank you so much for all that. I appreciate it. Mm. So today is Twin Peaks Day, and that's February 24th. That's the day Cooper enters Twin Peaks and the pilot episode occurs. Um, it's probably out of all, except for the movie, probably all of Twin Peaks. The pilot is probably my favorite. Um, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget watching it the first time. I was in awe, fascinated with the characters. Um, I remember saddle shoes, and Audrey's outfits. Um, the girl running through the yard because Laura was dead, and the people crying, and it just it stuck with me. It stuck with me forever, and because of it, I've become a huge super fan. I mean, it's how many years later, and I'm still talking about it. And I obviously love Twin Peaks. So, um, I don't know if anybody's out there right now in the chat, but if you are, please just say hi. And I'm ready to answer questions. So if you guys got any questions you want to ask me too, I'm totally willing to answer anything you want to ask. Hi, Mike. How you doing? Hope you're well. Things are going pretty good here. The weather was gorgeous today for the snow belt. We had a 50-degree day, and it melted. The snow melted, and it's quite nice. It's quite nice for February. Hey, everybody. Thanks, Stephen. Hello, Darren. Um, yeah, so today's Twin Peaks Day, and I really am hoping that all the rumors that I've been hearing about Twin Peaks are true, and that there's, possibly something in the works out there, and there might be a season 4 or maybe a spinoff or something. Whatever it is, I am looking forward to seeing it. And if it doesn't have anything to do with Twin Peaks, for instance, I probably won't it won't matter to me because I like all of David Lynch's stuff anyway. So I'll probably watch it either way, even if it's not Twin Peaks. So, um, see, what have I been watching lately? Lately, I've never seen Lost. So I just started watching Lost, and I'm almost through the first season, I believe. I think I'm on episode 20 of the first season. I'm not sure. It's way up there. I know. I was surprised that I'm still in the first season because I thought by now I had to have been in the second season, but nope, I'm not. It's quite a long season show. I'm really enjoying it. I really wish I would have watched it when it first came out because it's right up my alley and I would have loved it, but I guess it just slipped by me somehow, and mostly probably because I was watching nothing but movies. Dan, I don't know how I was able to avoid spoilers. It's actually quite a miracle that I was able to avoid spoilers. Um I guess I just didn't read about it or anything or look anything up about it. I still have no idea. I have a feeling I know what the ending is going to be. I have a theory that they're all dead and it's like purgatory. And I have a feeling I'm probably right on that. But don't tell me if I am, because I'm really enjoying it and I don't want to know if I am right about the end. Did I watch Northern Exposure? I did not watch Northern Exposure. I was a Twin Peaks fan, and I felt maybe that Northern Exposure might have been like a competing TV show. Um, I don't know if they were on the same night, but I definitely didn't watch it back then. I was watching Twin Peaks, 90210, um, Melrose Place, I think. Um, Gosh, ER, when ER came out, Friends, when Friends came out, Seinfeld. Oh yeah, Seinfeld. And still, like, back then I was still watching like Roseanne and Full House and stuff. So I never really did watch Northern Exposure. I don't even know what it's about, to be honest. Was it even like Twin Peaks? I'm not even sure. I do own the Twin Peaks Blu-ray box set. I don't have the big one, the one that they just put out, the A to Z or whatever. Um, I got the I don't remember what it's called, the one in the blue box. Um, when you open up the box, in the back of it, there's like a little piece of paper that says "Fire Walk with Me" on it, which I thought was like the coolest thing ever. But what stinks about that box set is that the way that you slide the discs in and out, it seems like it's going to scratch my discs up. So I took all the discs out of that case, and I put them all in jewel cases because I didn't really want to scratch the discs up. So it just doesn't seem like a very good way to package things, but you know, leave it to me. I don't know. Hey, Brian, thanks. You think I would like Northern Exposure, Woody? Maybe. I might. We could try it if you want to watch it with me. We could see if I might like it. I don't know. Does anybody out there who's watching right now know what the premise of it is? I'd like to know the premise before I decide. Um, yes, I have that. Like I said, I have that Blu-ray box set, but not season three. Season three, I couldn't find on Blu-ray at the time, and I did find a DVD copy. So I have the DVD versions of season three, which I'm fine with. I don't care. I mean, a lot of people who collect, they're what, like, oh, let's upgrade, and I'm like, I don't really necessarily feel like I need to upgrade. If I happen to put a disc in and the size of the screen is like this big compared to like this big as my TV, then it's time to upgrade. But as far as if it works, if it looks right, if it's the right aspect ratio on my TV, I'm not going to bother to switch it up. I don't have a 4K TV. Um, Maybe I'll get one someday, but I don't know. Is it worth it? Is it worth buying one? I'm not even sure, because what if that just comes and goes like, like laser discs did, laser discs. Christian said last night that laser discs, some people think they're a myth, which I think is hilarious because I remember laser discs quite well. Um, a Canadian Mountie. Oh, you looked it up for me. Okay, good. Northern Exposure is an American Northern comedy drama television series about the eccentric residents of a fictional small town in Alaska that ran on CBS from July 12th, 1990 to July 26th, 1995. Ooh, it lasted longer than Twin Peaks. It sounds like a Twin Peaksy show, kind of, probably minus the red room and craziness, though. Oh, are you wrong? That's funny. I'm going to put the link in the chat if anybody wants to join. Now, if you join my stream, it's fine, but you have to have a camera on or I won't let you on, because I've had some trouble with some people. So I'd rather as long as you have a camera, I'll let you on. So I'm going to put that in the chat right now. And then if you want to join, feel free. Yeah, maybe I'll watch that. It sounds like something up my alley. I'm watching 3 different shows right now though, so I think I need to get through, well, actually 4, right? I think I need to get through them first. Like I'm watching Lost, I'm watching The 100, I'm watching Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which I highly recommend. I do. It's so good. People don't realize. I mean, I know Riverdale is like Riverdale, I get it. People, it's cheesy in a way and it's teeny bopper, whatever. But Sabrina, Sabrina's dark and it has demons and it has devil worship and it has uh, teenage orgies and strange things that you normally wouldn't see in a teen show. So I don't really consider it a teen show, and I am really wrapped up in the plot line. So I highly recommend that show. It's super good. I really like it, especially if you like supernatural kind of shows. Like if you liked oh gosh, what was that one from the 90s? How come my brain always goes blank when I want to remember something? um I can't think of the name of it. The one with Shannon Doherty. It's kind of it's better than that. It's better because that one has a '90s feel to it. This is this makes you care about everybody, and I recommend it. And the 100, I know it's a CW show, and a lot of people don't like the CW, and that's fine. But I have to say, I really love that show so much. The characters, every single one of the characters is complex and multifaceted, and you end up liking every single one of the characters, and also hating every single one of the characters at one time or another. They all make good decisions and they all make bad decisions. I highly recommend 100 because it's a fascinating show. It's a good show. And as far as Lost goes, I mean, gosh, how did I miss the boat on that? I think I know how I missed the boat on that. I missed the boat on that because I had every single movie station that cable had to offer back then, and because my cousin worked at the cable company and got me a really good deal. So why would I bother watching any network TV if I have 25 movie stations that I could just watch movies all day, every day? So basically that's what I did, was watch movies all day, every day. So that's why I know so much about movies and maybe not so much about TV. The first few seasons of Northern Exposure, and you haven't watched it? Oh, are you talking about Sabrina? Tell me what you're talking about, Dan. Dan, you can join if you want. Oh, the 100. You're talking about the 100. Grr. Sorry. I should wear my glasses, huh? That's a good show. It's really good. I can't remember what season I'm in right now. I think 3. I think it's a sci-fi. I think it was on the CW. Everybody in it is so good looking, it's sickening. Everybody is gorgeous in it. I think it's ridiculous. Hey, thanks, Big D. I appreciate that. Um, let's see. As far as movies go, I haven't really been watching much lately. I'm having a hard time. Okay, Dan, that's cool. I'm having a hard time finding movies to watch because every time I get started on one, I get into it and I realize I don't like it or I think it's just dumb. So I'll just turn it off and go on to the next thing. Or I go up back to something, old that I've always loved. Like I just rewatched The Shining for the, I don't know, billionth time a couple weeks ago, just because I got the Blu-ray and I wanted to see, how good it looked. And it looks outstanding on Blu-ray. That is one reason I did upgrade that one, because my old disc was like, for an old television. So it wasn't set up for the new TVs, and it looked crappy and all stretched out. And I just didn't want to I didn't want to watch it on it anymore. I didn't want to deal with that. So I got the Blu-ray and I'm very glad I did. Also, Dr. Sleep. If you haven't seen Dr. Sleep, it's definitely it's definitely a good movie. I know a lot of people don't like it. I know a lot of people, you know, they trashed it. But the thing is, I'm not just a lover of the movies. I'm also a lover of the books. I understand the differences between the books and the movies. I understand that the only way for Mike Flanagan to do it and to do it right was to mix the two, because you're not going to make the book people happy and the movie people happy unless you have both intertwined. And he, with the way that the storyline goes in the books and the way that the storyline goes in the original movie, um, he did the best he could. He really did. He did the best he could with what he was given. And I have to say, I know that a lot of people, trash the part with the hotel. I'm not going to trash it. I think it looked pretty good. I think it, I mean, he didn't want it to be Kubrick's movie. He wanted it to be Mike Flanagan's movie. So I'm not going to yell about subtle differences. I'm not going to get upset about subtle differences, because if you read the book, you know that the hotel is already not there to begin with. It's burnt down. And in the book, um, all of it happens in like a little garden shed rather than the actual hotel. So I was like, well, how is he going to remedy that? Well, it's easy to remedy that because, the hotel didn't burn down. So he can actually go in the hotel. He can actually go in there and talk to his dad, which I thought was outstanding. I really liked it. Thanks, Steak. Hi. Are you coming on? I put the link in the chat if you want to come on. I say go for it. I say watch Dr. Sleep and read the book. If you guys like books, read the book, because it is, you think what you saw in Dr. Sleep was terrifying with that baseball kid. The book is so much scarier and so much worse, and they don't only show you what they do to that baseball kid, but they do it to a lot of people, the RV people. They do it to a lot of people as they're traveling around, and it's scary. And, when I opened up that book, I had no idea what to expect. I was like, how is he going to do a sequel to The Shining? How is he going to manage this? What is his plan? And when I started reading it, I was blown away. Blown away. I couldn't believe he came up with this idea of the nomadic RV people, being like psychic vampires. Absolutely genius. I loved it. It was awesome. Totally great. You watched John Carpenter's for the first time. It's a good one. It's a good one. I highly recommend that you watch Region Free tomorrow night if you like The Thing. We have a little thing related to that, so you might want to check us out tomorrow night. Hey Brian, whenever you like, if you, as long as you show me your face and I can see who you are. Totally. Hey Tim. Yeah, put the link in the chat, so if anybody wants to come on, I'm totally fine with that. And I like doing questions and answers, so if you guys like want to ask me any questions, I like answering questions. So I know. I'm gonna go get my treasure box and I'm gonna show you guys some of my coins, because I collect coins. Isn't that a geeky thing to do? Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay. Let me move that. Put my treasure box up here. I keep all my coins in this big old treasure box. Oh, Brian, don't be so hard on yourself. Everybody's so judgmental of themselves. Okay, let's see what I got to show in here. I have this. This is a silver. This is an all silver quarter. it's a bicentennial. Um, it's in this because it's never been touched, and I like to keep ones that have never been touched as untouched as possible. So being in a case is extremely important when you're collecting coins. I also have this 2007 Denver. Let's see, it's a Washington State quarter. I believe it has a flaw on it, which is why it's in here, but I cannot remember what the flaw is. So I'll have to recheck that out and put that under my microscope and see if I can remember what the flaw is on it. Because yes, I have a microscope I use to look at the coins really closely so that I can see if there's a double die or any other weird things that might be, occurring with it. I actually have all kinds of money in here. It's not just, I don't just have coins. I have you know, foreign money. This is money from Mexico, $2 bills. Let's see. I've got, oh my gosh, I got too much stuff in here. This is a special penny. I can't see. It's 2011. It's regular penny on the front, right? But on the back, it's painted, which I think is pretty cool. So I like that penny quite a bit. Oh, there's Dan.
Hey, Jamie, what's up? Happy 200.
Thanks. It's exciting. I know
Yeah.
200 people would ever want to hear what I have to say.
It'll keep growing. You'll double that in no time, I'm sure.
Yeah, I hope so. I was just I was getting my coins out so I could show everybody all the fun coins I have because I'm such a dork collecting coins.
How long have you been collecting those?
Since I was a kid.
Oh, nice.
A lot of these I actually have carried around with me for most of my life, but most of them are newer. But I do have a few that I've carried around with me ever since I was little.
Nice.
I used to have books with like pennies and stuff
Yeah.
in it, but those I have no idea where they went or what happened to them. I remember having them as a kid, and then I don't know what happened.
That could be in an attic somewhere, maybe. I've done that before.
Yeah, they could be. I think they're somewhere. If they're around, they're in my dad's house somewhere, and I don't know. I don't know where he would have stuck that stuff. Yeah, I was just showing off some of the things I have. I have some, collectible coins. Like one's a Titanic coin, and this is a Liberty coin. I've got a walking Liberty silver dollar in here somewhere, but it's buried by all these other. I have found so many little coins where I put them in flips myself because they have some sort of error on them or something.
Yeah. Do you mostly get them on the internet, or are these like stuff you get at like coin shows? Or
I've not gotten anything at a coin show. Every single coin, well, I've bought some of them, but all the ones like this I found in change, or I coin roll hunt. Do you know what that is?
I do not.
That's when you go to the bank and you ask them for, okay, so like my favorite thing is pennies because there's so many varieties. So I'll go to the bank and I'll say, can I have a box of $50 worth of pennies? And I'll give them the $50 and they give me $50 worth of pennies. And then I come home and I search through them for error coins or coins that are rare. You wouldn't believe I found 2 needles in a haystack in the last year. Because I have so many pennies. People were giving me pennies. They're like, I have jars of pennies in my house. You can have them. And I'm like, oh my God. So I ended up finding 2 pennies that are rare. And the reason why they're rare is because in 1998, they changed the back of the penny and they made the A closer to the M. So if you find a penny from 1998 or 99 that has the A far away from the M, they call that a wide AM on the America. That's worth $20. That penny is worth $20 because they're so rare. And I found 2 in the last year. That's amazing. So I have those all put up in here. And then if you find stuff like 2009, anything from 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, any change, you keep it, because there was a coin shortage those years. So all of those are rare. The
Mhm.
mintage numbers on those are very rare. So I collect everything from 2009, and if they're in really, really good shape, I put them in a flip like this, so that, they'll be
Mhm.
really worth something someday, because the mintages were so low because of the 2008 crash.
Yeah, yeah, no, that makes sense. I Isn't there like a mecha sort of coin from like the Civil War that's worth like $1 million or something insane? I
There's
can't.
there's a lot of stuff, like there's a lot of coins. Like if you find anything from that era, it doesn't matter what condition it's in. A
Yeah,
collector is going to want it for a lot of money. There are some coins out there that are just, you can only find like two or three of them, and those are worth like $1 million a piece if you happen to find them. But they're so rare.
yeah, it may not
You have
even exist now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to be like a major, major collector to get into stuff like that, unless you get lucky and find something weird in the public, being circulated. It's not usual to find circulated coins like that, though. Oh,
Oh,
Lauren's here.
nice.
Hey, Lauren.
Lauren, what's
Good,
up?
good evening.
Good evening.
Do you collect coins, Lauren?
Only when I need a parking meter to not get me a ticket.
My brother was a stamp guy. Which was interesting. I went to like a stamp show when I was a kid, and I was amazed how many people were into that. Um, I did a convention once when I was promoting a movie, and there was like a coin guy there, and it was interesting watching. I talked to him a little bit, so I know a tiny bit about about the coin collecting community, but
I have a
yeah,
couple Nazi coins.
Oh, that's cool.
they're probably valuable.
They're cheap now. They're cheap as hell. There was so many of them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean you can pick them up on eBay for like pretty much under $10 a coin. I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
they're common enough. I mean, the only thrill about it is that it's just such a like ugly piece of history that was.
Mhm.
I think when you look at like the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany, the most interesting thing is how stark the imagery they use to promote themselves is. It's some of the most iconic imagery ever in human history, which is so odd that they came out of such evil regimes. So,
Yeah. It's funny, on another stream the other day, I was talking to somebody who, was like discovering like his grandfather was, a Nazi,
Wow.
and finding like a trunk of old stuff, and like it's interesting. It's
you,
interesting.
you have to remember that we've rewritten the history quite significantly. Before the Second World War broke out, there was a lot of National Socialist um, sympathizers in America because there was not. You got to remember this is pro-Holocaust.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was a lot of things going on at the same time because we tend to think of that the events that led to World War II are the only things going on in the world. That's how we tend to look back, but it's not true at all. There was a lot of anti-French sentiment because the French had been doing some fairly controversial things on the world stage. There was a lot of strain with Britain because some trade agreements. So a lot of Americans tended to be sympathetic to Germany in general. And as weird as that may seem, I mean, you can look back to major newspapers running extraordinarily pro-Hitler, rise
Mhm.
to power articles right up to the beginning of the war, and in some cases, after the beginning of the war, but before we entered.
Mhm.
So it's funny because I think the word Nazi today has a connotation. Well, actually, it's meaningless today, but it has a connotation that is kind of cartoonish.
Hmm.
The people from the actual time period wouldn't recognize it the way we use it at all.
Did you have to do a lot of like, because I know you've written a World War II based novel, did you have to like go back, or did you just know a lot about that?
Well, Eternal Unrest barely involves the politics of World War II. It's really an excuse to get mummies on a boat, right?
Mhm.
Although I think cleverly, but no, I mean, I don't have a real interest in revisiting that era in a kind of Band of Brothers, Schindler's List sort of way at all.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in what can cause quote unquote normal people to hitch their trailer to really bad ideas. So whether we're talking about the Manson family kids or whether we're talking about eugenics in Princeton University.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how big of a difference is that from, the educators and elitists down to kids that were basically homeless? You can be led to anything in this, in really in the whole world, but I live in this society. So I'll say in America. I find that endlessly interesting. That's why I've written, at this point, I've written 3 novels that involve cults. 2 of which are published. One will be published hopefully this year. But I'm very interested in the kind of Jim Jones mentality and why people can fall in line with any belief system, no matter how. If just remove a couple of years, you look back and go, how? Who thought this was a good? But and the other thing is, I love, and this is a personal thing for me, is I love how we're the worst judges of our own belief systems. Like when you're in the middle of something, you can't see beyond it. And whether you're talking about the Crusades or whether you're talking about Islamic terror or whether you're talking about something as mundane as redistricting of, voter blocks, when we get into certain tribal mentalities, you'll accept such bad behavior because you're in the middle of it. And that happens on all sides. It's not even a political thing, really. It's a human condition issue. That always has interested me. So the Nazis interest me because of that, but it's not really about Himmler or Hitler or Goebbels. It's about the people. The Nazi Party enjoyed incredible popularity even outside of Germany before the war began. And we tend to rewrite that because it's uncomfortable.
Sure. No, it's I always wonder if like World War II was inevitable or if it was really just a cult of personality. Hitler came in and he found a way to tap into that dark side people had.
I think we look back and we like the idea of this one evil guy took over a country, and I think that's really naive.
Yeah.
I think
get a lot of help.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even think. I think if Hitler hadn't done it, someone else would have. That's the sad fact, because it was economic more than anything.
World War I, yeah, they didn't.
We choked, not so much us, but the European powers that won the war choked Germany afterwards, and widespread poverty like no one's business. Stories that when you hear from the German people, unbelievable. Like we talk about our homeless in this country eating dog food. In Germany, they were eating pets coming out of World War II. I mean, it was unbelievably stark, and it was easy when you had someone come to power and say, hey, this is how we get back. And that had started. Hitler was still in prison, in an Austrian prison at the time when the movement began and was gaining popularity. He became the face. They put a marketing campaign around him, a political campaign. But I think it could have been anyone from that party, really. And remember, Hitler hasn't survived the war. The Nazi propaganda machine continued to roll after he was dead.
Adam and Eve, if you show me your face, I'll let you on. If you don't show me your face, I'm not going to let you on. So Mike's here, though.
Adam and Eve sound fake to me. I don't know.
It's Orc.
I'm very excited about 2 people.
Hey.
Orc. It's Orc. Trust me. He showed me his face.
Oh, good.
Someone held up a photo of Orc.
I didn't believe that name, but there you go, Orc. It is you.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Jonathan, and hi, Ghosty. Thank you. So, how you doing, Mike?
Is anybody else getting an echo?
No. You are very echoey. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I am getting a little echo.
Echo.
No, I don't hear it now.
Mic check 1 2 coming at you with the glue.
Mic check coming out at you. 1 2.
Are you getting an echo, Mike?
I'll check. I'll come back.
Okay.
There was a Robert Carlyle, I think that's who it was, TV movie on the rise of Hitler that was pretty interesting. Kind of went over a lot of, like you said, the prison term, and it didn't get into the war part too much. It was more just his rise. It's an interesting period. Hopefully, no repeats, but you never know.
I don't have any coins from World War II or anything like that, or but I do have some steel pennies from
Oh, really?
because they made pennies out of steel for a while during the war so that they could use the copper for other things. And I'm looking for a war nickel all the time, constantly. My eyes are always looking for the war nickel. The war nickel will have a mint mark, a really big one up at the top above the Lincoln Memorial.
Mhm.
And is it the Lincoln Memorial? No, not the Lincoln Memorial. Whatever's on the back of the nickel. I can't think of what it is. I can't think. But yeah, I'm always on the lookout for stuff like that. So if you guys ever come across one, take it out of your change for me. I'll pay you for it. So
Absolutely.
I
I never
definitely
really, I never really thought to look. I know we had a coin shortage just recently because I did that Amazon deal where you can
yep.
turn it into a change machine for an Amazon coupon.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we it was 2019 and 2020 coins are short. So collect those too, because they're one day they'll be worth a lot. I take all 2017 p pennies out of circulation when I find them. I take 2009s out of circulation when I find them, because someday, because they're so rare, someday they'll be worth a lot of money and I'll have a bunch. So that'll
aren't
be
they?
awesome.
I'm convinced I'm not living that long, so I'm not doing that.
No.
No.
Well, I can leave them to my kid. So
Aren't
My
they
cat.
talking about discontinuing the penny? I hear that come up a lot.
yes, they are talking about discontinuing the penny, and I'm really upset with that because it's my favorite. It's my favorite coin to collect because there's
Then
literally so many varieties of them and so many mistakes on pennies that you can find that make them rare. So I really enjoy looking for pennies a lot more than any other. Well, I like quarters now too because there's so many varieties of quarters with the states and the national parks and stuff that they've been putting on them. So I filled up an entire book of quarters, which I should have taken those down and showed you guys my books. Orc, what are you doing?
then we're one step closer to having monopoly money, which is like EU people. NA's number one. NA.
I actually think we kind of do have monopoly money already. I mean, what's Bitcoin, right?
I
Yeah,
think
pretty much.
I think that we're about to see a real transformation of the value of American money. Anyway, you can't have as much developing world as you have, and have the same financial system play for international trade. You just can't. When there was 17 nations playing on the world stage, and then the rest of the world was developing through the 70s and 80s, for instance. That's one thing. But today, I mean, if you look at Malaysia, their cities are more modern than ours is because they were built more recently.
Yeah.
There's a big strategic advantage socially and financially to those countries that have developed later. And I think that unless American money is based on something, it could be productivity of our workers, which was the big promise, but it has to be based on something, and our spending has to be concurrent with that, or else there's going to be ramifications. But there's no way around it. It's basic economics. So love your pennies.
I love my pennies. The thing is, they do want to get rid of the penny, and if they do, all right, that's fine. It'll make them more valuable, but it will bother me because then there won't be any new varieties coming out. There won't be any new mistakes coming out. It'll all be just silver, and that's fine. But now Canada got rid of pennies, and because I live so close to Canada, I'm constantly getting Canadian money in my money. Literally constantly every single roll of pennies or nickels or dimes or quarters, I always get at least one Canadian coin. So I collect up the Canadian pennies because they were supposed to turn them in. So they're exceedingly rare. And really, you can only hunt them down in the United States these days because people actually did turn in their pennies in Canada. So finding them is important, especially if they're really, really old ones. I have a whole collection of Canadian pennies too that I've been taking out when I find them. So, and I have other denominations, dimes, nickels, quarters, but I just don't get into those as much as I really do with the pennies. It's kind of funny. I didn't even really think about that until just recently, that I really, really love pennies.
They
over all the
can't.
other-
If they discontinue them, you're going to have more competition, I'd imagine, because that's when everyone's going to hit eBay.
Yes, and that's when the value is really going to go up, because if they're not going to make any more, then that's going to make the collectors go crazy and want to hoard them all up. So, like I do, that's what I'm doing right now with all the 2009s and that I find. And 2017 pennies have a P on them, which normally they wouldn't. Philadelphia minted coins, normally pennies, don't have a P, but that one year they started putting P. They put P's on them. So I keep all the 2017 Ps I find, because those are going to be rare someday. So I don't know. I guess it's a really nerdy hobby, but I mean, I really enjoy it. It's fun to look deep into the lore behind coins and stuff. It's just cool.
People think it's a nerdy hobby now, and then they'll be homeless, and you'll be like, "What's up, bitch?" Yeah. Sorry, Dan. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say.
I want to say real quick, Mike, I'm sorry. I was just about to click you back in. I don't know where you went, but I was just about to click you back in and you clicked out. So sorry about that if you're having like internet troubles or something.
He's playing hard to get.
Is he? I collect P. That's right.
Just build a Cadillac out of pennies. It'll just be really badass.
Oh, that would be sweet.
As a kid, I loved the taste of pennies. So
Ew. Ugh.
that's completely true.
Ugh. That's like my brother used to like to chew on aluminum foil. I was like, "Are you insane?"
That sounds crazy. I'm going to try it.
My
That's
brother
hot.
don't do it.
Yeah.
You'll regret it. Oh,
I regret 7 things a day. So what's the difference?
Not a good idea in 2021. I wouldn't be sucking on pennies in 2021.
Yeah, that's another thing. Okay, my husband tells me that I'm doing a service to create a healthier environment, because okay, so I have this really weird thing, like my hands have to be clean at all times. I freak out if there's anything on my hands at all. And so
That
pennies
sounds like it makes for a horrible Saturday night.
it does. Yeah, I know. Oh, so I wash all my coins, and now, okay, collectors, don't get mad at me. I don't do it in a harsh way. I use no chemicals or anything like that. I put them in a little bit of water with a little bit of Dawn. I just shake them around a little bit, and then I dab them dry. I don't rub them or do anything to scratch them. So, because collectors they tell you, do not clean your coins. But I can't stand it. It's like, if I touch them, I think I'm going to get something. So I have to wash them. What are you laughing at? Are you laughing at my talking with my hands?
No, Orc has a mind that you don't want to decode anytime soon.
Uh-oh.
The scary
What's
thing
that
is I
one?
understand.
What?
That is scary.
Did you have an issue with like Germ-X during like quarantine? Because it does start to like eat away at your skin. And
I keep it right here.
does it like, do you get like, because you use too much of it, it does start to peel your skin off.
Yeah, I don't use a lot of it. I do if like I'm out of the house. I have a little one in my car, so that when I go in and out of the store or something, I can really quickly, clean my hands off because of the COVID stuff. I already been through the COVID in my house, and I don't want to see it in my house again. So
Do you just like spray it on people at Walmart? Do you just go like this?
spray
Uh,
COVID?
Covertly.
No, like put the whatever the shit's called, the hand sanitizer. Yeah.
There are some people who really need it in places they probably shouldn't put it, that are in Walmart. I'll tell you what. Oh, Mike's back.
I have some of this liquid spray that's a little nicer.
You know what I got? It's fucking bomb. I got the Dove edition. Oh man.
Nice.
Yeah.
I bet that's nice.
Dope.
Am I okay?
How's your internet now? You seem to be getting a little bit of a delay.
Mike, you kind of sound like a skinny puppy record played on the wrong speed.
So it's not working now.
It's not
Mike,
working.
go into your settings on StreamYard now that you're in the green room and see if you can click either on or off the echo cancellation button. If it's on, take it off, and vice versa.
Really, Brian? You'll let me have all your pennies? Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, he misspelled that word. He didn't mean pennies.
Oh.
Whoa!
In his will, he's gonna
200
leave me
subscribers. See what it comes to.
that? Oh, who'd we lose? Oh, we lost Mike again.
Mike's gone again.
I'll keep my eyes
That's an
out.
Irish thing, I think.
Actually, I happen to know that the UK has pretty rough internet. Because James and Josh used to have a lot of problems on Coffee Time with their internet going wonky. Sometimes it's better than others, but want to try again, Mike? If you want to try again, shake your head up and down.
Yeah, I don't even understand how the cryptocurrency stuff works. I'm so behind. I hear some people say Bitcoin's just a scam. Others swear by it. I have no idea whether to.
Here's all you need to know. It's all blockchain, which is complicated in itself. There's a bunch of
Yeah.
documentaries, but Bitcoin is limited, and all the other ones are not limited. And then
Yeah.
Bitcoin was created by a guy in Japan who people don't really know exactly who he is to this
Yeah,
day.
that's
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
fishy. I don't know.
I remember when Bitcoin first came out, I got a thing in my email that said I could have like $25 worth of free Bitcoin if I signed up for some or other thing. And I just ignored it because, I didn't think anything of it. It was a long time ago. So I just didn't. I was like, what's this cryptocurrency? What's this? I don't understand the meaning of this. So if I can't hold a coin in my hand, it doesn't exist. So
I don't know who takes it either. I mean, does Amazon take Bitcoin?
I don't. That's the thing. I don't know. I didn't understand. I mean, because it was so new back then, I really didn't understand it. Now I understand it a little bit, but I still don't see how it's a form of currency because where's the value coming from? Even though I have obviously know our money has no value either, really. There's no gold standard or silver standard or anything like that to back up the value. But still, it has value just based in.
Jamie, if you're not using Bitcoin, how are you buying all those pharmaceuticals and hitmen on Silk Road?
Exactly. There you go. Deep web.
I have my ways.
Did that get dark fast?
Yeah.
No.
No.
It's got to be for something.
He knows I'm looking for a hitman for he who shall not be named.
Oh
I
my
told
god.
you I could handle that for you.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
He's from Jersey, damn it. You don't need to go to a hitman. He's
That's
on
right.
the
It's called
skill.
Lauren. Mike's calling
can't
himself
you do with
cancel
a hammer?
culture. Okay.
Am I working now?
You sound
You are
better than
working
you
now.
have.
Did somebody
Yeah,
say
because-
Silk Road?
I've tried to use my laptop and it's not working. I'm using my mobile phone now.
What's
So
up, mate?
I don't. Okay, you're
Hey.
Sausage Factory represents
Wait a second.
old school.
Mike's looks and sounds good, and Steak Sauce's green screen is working. I mean, this is an unusual stream.
This
It
is
is.
crazy.
Look where you are, Steak.
I don't understand why my laptop. I can't. With my laptop, it's just I'm getting this echo. But when I use my phone, it's fine. I don't understand what's going on.
Where else would I want to be, Orc? Where
Is
else
your
would I wanna
laptop
be?
Wi-Fi?
Well, I did the live. I did the live stream on StreamYard with Who Shall Not Be Named a few weeks ago. James, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That was fine, but for some reason, I tried to log on to your stream and I'm just getting. So I don't know. I'm using my phone anyway, so it's no big deal.
I don't know. It's weird because like James would have perfectly fine internet for a while, and then all of a sudden it would just get all wonky, and he would go like all frozen, and it just I don't know. It seems like you guys over there just your internet sometimes just goes wonky.
Yeah.
You're
Probably.
are you in Liverpool?
Yeah.
I totally know that accent.
Yeah. How do you know it?
I have a friend who lives there. His name is Sean. He has the same accent.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Beatles fan, so.
Oh well. As Lorne, you did that stream with Ramsey the other day.
I'm a
And
fan of Premier Club.
Saucy.
So
I had no idea that Ramsey grew up, 5 minutes from me.
yeah, so Ramsey will be back, by the way.
Oh, good.
You're not gonna have to wait too terribly long either. He was very, very, very open to the idea of coming back. Let's just say he said it before I did. So sometimes you get lucky and your heroes are actually good people.
Bring him on with me.
You need to get Clive Barker on, Lorne.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So I reached out to Clive. I didn't reach him. I reached someone in his stead. He is working on 2 television projects at the moment. So there's just no time for him to apparently do a hour-long show with me.
Couldn't do both.
Same answer from Neil Gaiman. Although Neil Gaiman actually gave me a timetable to actually check back with him. And that came directly from Neil Gaiman. So I'm trying for the big guys.
He's a big guy, Neil Gaiman. If you can get him on, that's a big deal.
It is. The problem he's working on the Sandman thing for is it HBO, Showtime, one of them?
HBO.
You mean American Gods?
No, I mean Sandman.
Oh, they're doing that too, aren't they? Okay.
Yeah, and then
I love
he's
American Gods, such a good show.
There's apparently an original project too that he's attached to, but I don't think I'm spreading anything there. I think that's all publicly known. If anyone wants to Google enough, so I do go for the big names, and you'd be surprised about who responds or whose people respond.
What about old Stevie King? You get him. I'll take a
I
run
was
at
just
him
going
for
to say,
you.
have you thought about asking the king himself?
Elvis.
I have not asked the king, but someone did ask on my behalf that knows him.
I will ask on your behalf.
I will.
I will write to him every day on Twitter.
So what up, dog? We got this show, dog. It's on YouTube. Get up here.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
Get on our level.
to be completely honest, though, King isn't one of my big gets. He just isn't.
He's one of my big gets for you. So
I understand.
You're welcome.
I understand.
No, I'm going to get him for you. Is what I mean.
Oh, okay.
It's a
In like the trunk of a car.
Yeah.
A bow on him, just Christmas Story at his front
What
door.
about Dean Koontz? Have you thought about that?
Dean Koontz won't ever.
Language.
Well,
Dean Koontz will never, ever, ever do my show.
oh, that's too bad.
No. He's his personality is just not one to put himself out there like that. The other one people ask me about it all the time is Robert McCammon, and the problem with him is getting to him because he's not an internet guy. So I mean, but the thing is, I really see the show, despite the fact that I just had Ramsey Campbell on and David Morrell, is that I'm not really going for the big names just to go for big names. I would rather it be a mixture, like of people that everyone recognizes, and then perhaps people who read a lot in the genre recognize, and then a couple people that are just at different stages and for whatever reason would be good new finds for people. That's what I think is most valuable. I don't want the show just to become one thing.
It's probably, I mean, with Stephen King, I mean, obviously cool to interview him, but I don't know. There's probably less to learn also. I mean, he's done a lot of interviews.
The other thing with that is just, it's like, yes, a lot of people are going to watch it, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that, how to put this, I'm not sure if a bigger audience will make the people I get on after him more receptive to just be having a free flowing, calm conversation. It kind of would change the show permanently afterwards, I think.
You think so?
I do, because, well, you figure if King goes live for an hour, you're talking about minimum couple, 20, 30,000 viewers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So say 10% of them subscribe to the channel because they love the talk. Well, now forget about me being able to like have questions answered from the chat because I won't be able to keep up with it.
That's true.
And beyond that, it's just it's less of a personal thing. I mean, I'm not saying if King comes across, I'm not saying I'm not going to have him on.
But on the other hand, you get
but
King on, who the fuck's going to say no after that? Like,
True.
you know, like he's like, well, King did it, so you're better than King. I don't think so, sweetheart.
It's not really, it's not make or break for me. I mean, if it happened, I would make it. You know, I'd be overjoyed for it to happen. But it's not my big gets. My big gets, honestly, most of them are people I approached and said yes
Leo
already.
gets.
So,
Yeah.
Well, if you do have Stephen King on, I'm there. I love that guy. I love that guy all the way around. He's super funny, and I like his personality, and I love his tweets.
I'll drive to your house.
Awesome.
We'll both interview him.
That's right.
That sounds incredibly dangerous.
Do you think you would get like too much heat if you got like Dan Simmons or?
I would love to have Dan Simmons on, and there would be heat, but where I'd take the conversation, I think would be fine. Because I talk right up front with every guest that religion, politics, and personal lives are off table.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've had people break that slightly, definitely, but in general, they're all kind of like, yeah, I'd rather just talk about the work. And then we go on, and I start talking about their first professional sale or even their first amateur sale. And that always warms them to the idea of, oh, this is that interview. This is like this interview that I don't get.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and that's, I think, good. And sometimes they love shit. Like Oracle know that I've asked professional writers their opinion when he asks favorite fast food. I'll relay it.
Yeah, he does. Confirmed.
So it's like, but they don't get that either. And then that's always the people I think are going to have the sense of humor for it. No, but whatever, Jamie. I didn't mean to hijack this. First of all, I brought Nazi Germany in, and now we're talking about my channel.
Yeah,
we're diverse. Coins.
It's all right. It's all right because I just don't do well on my own. I don't think I was doing so well before you guys showed up. So
oh, you're doing good.
Was my coin thing interesting? I'm not even sure. I don't know. I just wanted to share something of myself with everybody. So I thought
you went to the bank to get 5,000 US pennies. That's awesome.
I've got, you wouldn't believe how many pennies I've gone through in the last 2 years. I'm going to say at least, oh my God, I couldn't even guess. I bought a 5 pound, was it a 5 pound jar? You can get a 50-pound bag of pennies. I don't know.
So you could go to the strip club and make it hail.
I could.
And probably injure some poor young lady.
Yes, I wouldn't want to do such a thing.
They're all bad people. They got to come and do it.
They just need a broom, and then oh God.
Those girls are worth more than pennies.
They are. They're talented in so many ways.
Unless they're in a dive.
Well, if you go by the mileage theory, then no. No.
Are you suggesting that some of these girls have turned back their odometers?
Oh my God!
Listen, some of them need to. I'll say that just for business sake.
So, what are you guys watching right now? Are you guys watching anything interesting?
Basketball.
Well,
Anybody watching WandaVision?
I have not because I don't get that channel that it's playing on, but
neither do I.
Watch it. Are you doing something naughty?
Possibly.
He's just utilizing Surfshark.
Listen. I am not giving Disney a penny of my money.
I know.
They fucked you in a Corona rover. Fuck Disney.
Hey, mate, I know how you feel. In the UK, you can't even go to Pornhub without, with a VPN. So, hey, it's hard.
Yeah.
What? Are you fucking serious?
I'm fucking dead serious. Yeah.
Why?
They block adult sites. Yeah.
In the UK?
In the UK.
Is that
right?
true?
You can get porno.
No, you can't. In England, you can't get it.
You can.
He lives there.
I think someone.
Maybe it's Scotland. I thought it was somewhere.
In England, you can get it, definitely.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
speaking.
fuck.
I'm speaking from experience.
I don't know.
All
Maybe,
right, shit. Well, somewhere over there in the UK.
I don't,
okay,
maybe
yeah.
Wales is all fucked up. Who knows? But
Hey,
My God.
the Welsh are my people. Leave them alone.
they're
Well,
my people too.
I'm Welsh.
Them and the Greek and the French and the Russians and
Yeah.
every other
Oh.
fucking nationality.
Irish.
People in my family have fucked. them.
But yeah,
Anyways,
I might have a tad bit of Welsh in me.
I've
Tad.
got Welsh, English, Scottish, Irish.
Yeah.
Oh,
To be fair, you can't
Hungarian.
have more than a little bit that much of Welsh in you.
Well, my dad's Welsh because my surname's Hughes. It doesn't get any more Welsh than Hughes as a
Yeah,
surname.
I think my grandma on my mom's side was Welsh. Her name was Chambers, and the rest of my family is Swedish and Scottish. So I think she was Welsh, though. So I do think I have a little bit in there.
Any of you taken that that DNA test thing they do for like $100?
Not me, but my mother-in-law did. I can't remember exactly what she said it came out as, but it was really interesting. She had like Greek and stuff in her that we didn't know about. And it was
I'm
Yeah.
not doing that because they're going to clone me from the sample.
my genes suck, and I won one for free via raffle. And I'm like Irish and
Correct.
Balkan.
God damn.
What?
Nothing. Just fuck. My internet sucks.
When,
It freezes every 5 fucking seconds for like the last
Sauce,
3 days.
aren't you glad you moved out of Jersey, Sauce? Yeah,
No.
things are just better, huh?
Ooh,
Believe me.
yes, that's
I'll
naughty.
tell you, Lauren, I did not move out of Jersey with any kind of like excitement.
Where do you move to, Sauce?
I moved to Western New York.
By me.
The sticks. Yeah, we're not that far apart anymore, Jamie and I. Like,
You know the
No.
Goo Goo Dolls?
hour and a half.
I live in the sticks too. Oh, an hour and a half. Cool.
I think roughly, yeah, probably something like that. I don't know. It's not like I've not done the like Google Maps. Like, I'm gonna go find it. But yeah, Google Dolls are from Buffalo, and I love them. So is Rick James.
I'm Rick
Goo
James,
Dolls are
bitch.
awesome.
Do you really love the Goo Goo Dolls?
I do.
Early stuff like everything
like Nightmare on Elm Street 4 soundtrack Goo Goo Dolls?
Freddy's Dead soundtrack, but yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Again, I
like
should
like
watch
that
those
that
movies.
that era, they're great. Yeah, all the way up to like Dizzy Up the Girl, like which is
Black
it's got
Balloon,
like
Slide.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, those are good.
More of a
knows.
Gin Blossoms type of guy, just how it is.
Nah, well,
Yeah.
you sound like my father, and he's a bad person. So
I liked the Gin Blossoms too. I thought they were good. They weren't bad.
Yeah, if that songwriter had just not killed himself, they would have had a career, huh?
Oh my God, he did? What?
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah.
Before it was cool, too.
All I remember about them is that they had like they were the main song in Empire. Was it
Empire
Empire Records? What's that?
Empire Strikes Back is what you're
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back.
1980.
Yeah, Han Solo doing the dance to Gin Blossoms.
Would have been, well, actually, I like Empire Strikes Back. I don't like most Star Wars films, so I was going to make a.
Empire. That's the second. Yeah.
Empire's
that
good.
That one's decent. I'll give you that. I'm not a Star Wars fan by any stretch.
I only like
I
two
am-
movies in the whole franchise.
I
huge-
literally won.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan because my mom took me to the theater when I was 5 to see it when it came out, and I was absolutely the spectacle of being that small in this huge screen and this big Darth Vader with that breathing comes out and walks into this big white space, and you're like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. So I was fascinated with Star Wars. Me and my friends all played Star Wars like on the playground for like 2, 3, 4 years after that. It was so fun.
It's interesting, some of the people that made it. Like, I know there's a Peter Cushing story when he was on Shockwaves, which he had just come off filming Star Wars, and he said, "Oh yeah, I shot this space thing," just like very like, yeah, that's what I'm coming.
They had no idea that it was going to get as big as it did with kids, and I remember filling out the paperwork because they were supposed to have the toys out for Christmas, but they didn't have the toys out for Christmas. So I had to fill out
Come
paperwork
play with
in order
Uncle
to get the
Paul's
toys.
lightsaber.
What?
Nothing.
It makes me mad too.
Lightsaber.
What?
Nothing.
Who's doing that?
Someone hacked your stream.
Ooh.
That's way too coffee time for me right now. Holy crap, I'm having PTSD.
It's coffee time.
Star Wars for me, like I don't know. It just Rogue One was decent, but for the most part, I'm over it. And not just for the Gina Carano thing. I've just been over it for a while. I'm like, the original trilogy is still there. It's great, but most everything else has just been subpar.
Bad. Outright bad.
Yeah, even Mandalorian I think was a little overhyped. I finally watched a couple episodes. It's fun, but it's not mind-blowing.
I think The Mandalorian is so overrated. It's 2 seasons of, The Mandalorian traveling around with Baby Yoda. And every episode, it kind of feels like a video game where every episode is like, oh, he's got a new challenge. It feels like playing a role-playing game, and he's got to do. It's so generic, in my opinion. It doesn't go anywhere. Apart from and they have that big payoff with Luke at the end of season 2, but it's not enough. I just think it's. I think what it was, people are so glad to see some old school Star Wars after the new trilogy that they're giving it a free pass.
I'll see like these people like gushing, and I'm like, okay, Baby Yoda said cookie. I need a little bit more.
It goes back to what I keep saying though. It's like there's like what 70 years of science fiction novels that would translate beautifully to the screen that have never been touched.
Oh, absolutely.
And we got to get baby fucking Yoda.
I mean, I get it.
Baby Yoda is super cute, but I couldn't give a fuck less about the Mandalorian.
Well, and Baby Yoda's made a lot of money. I understand the reason for Baby Yoda, but I don't know. Like you said, there are other things that you could have a new Star Wars. It's hard to imagine that, but if you really like find the right material, get the right director and team to work on it, create your next Star Wars. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's impossible. There's a ridiculous amount of books out there that are Hollywood smash hits.
Absolutely.
Yeah, waiting.
As much as we complain about in the horror genre, they're not being adaptations. Like science fiction's worse.
Yeah. I made the mistake there. Some of you have probably seen it, but there's this little clip of like a hitman like offering like a treat to Baby Yoda, and then he like shoots him, and that they did not think it was funny, so I had to take it down.
You took it down?
Oh, I had to. They didn't think it was funny at all. I mean, I put it in a Star Wars post, which probably wasn't the best idea. But
nice meme.
I had a thing that I made with the kid in the NeverEnding Story riding the dragon dog thing.
Oh yeah,
where he gets struck by lightning and his head explodes. And yeah, I got some shit for that too.
NeverEnding Story's been a while.
That's a horrible freaking movie.
It's been
really. You don't like the NeverEnding Story?
Horrible film.
Yeah, my mom likes it. So
is it because of the horse thing? Because I gotta say that was.
I hate horses. I didn't give a crap as a kid.
Me too. Wait, you too?
I used to have to feed them all the goddamn time. I hate horses as well.
I hate horses.
Yeah, horses are awful.
I hate horses and I hate rabbits.
Rabbits?
I'm okay with rabbits. I've never had much experience with rabbits though.
My father thought he was gonna breed them and sell them. But
did you water ship down that shit or what?
I got stuck.
I love water ship down.
I got stuck doing all the fucking work, and a lot of them died because he didn't fucking create, a suitable environment for a buffalo winter.
So you had bunnicles.
Yes, yeah, more or less, man. But I'll tell you what, that kind of notion of fucking rabbits, very much true. It's
Well, that's the reason why that Easter holiday co-opted
Sure.
the fertility symbol. So
Yeah.
Is that why they call him Thumper?
fast and frequent, baby.
enough to make me jealous.
Hey.
We had horses when I lived in Washington State. They are terrifying. I had one experience where there was like a rattlesnake and the horse flipped out. I thought I was going to fly. And I never got on the horse again. I fed them. They're nice, but yeah.
I rode horses when I was young, when I was like 13, 14 years old. And not for very long, though, because I was walking the horse through a treacherous area because the horse couldn't do it. You know, I couldn't ride it through this area. And I was walking him and he stepped on my foot.
No.
And it was probably one of the most painful things I've ever felt in my entire life. And after that, I never wanted to get on a horse again.
Did you stab it?
Hate them. No.
I would have stabbed it.
I love all I love all creatures, not human. Oh,
I love all human horses. Human horse hybrids.
I love animals.
You know what would have been better in NeverEnding Story? So the horse is going down in the bog, and it gets almost to the bottom, and he's pulling, and then the kid starts to pull, and he's actually winning the tug of war with the bog, and the horse is starting to rise up, and a crocodile comes out, bites it in the head, and drags it down.
Ooh!
Wow!
This is why Hollywood has not called me.
So, I want your young adult novel now.
It would just be that scene over and over.
Just crush their spirits while they're young.
That might do well.
Harsh place. It might now. I actually sort of feel like there's a market there with.
I've killed me many a horse. Fucking throw me off. Shoot him. And sometimes, before you shoot him, you take him into town. You grab a Chinaman and you bring him to the swamps.
What?
You throw that Chinaman in the swamp, or you watch the gators come feed. It's really something.
Oh my god!
Or
sometimes not my normal stream people.
Sometimes you put them on the train tracks, and that can be fun too. But sometimes
are you a wacky racers villain? What is going on here?
Well,
you stroke your mustache and explain your plot.
Yeah.
And then the sharks will use their lasers on you.
Laser beam.
I'm amazed they haven't recycled another Austin Powers at this point.
Don't even talk about it. Just you'll speak it into existence, and I'll have to come to Atlanta.
I did hear that they're making another Wayne's World.
That'd be a train wreck.
Oh no!
I don't know if it works now. It's a unique to its time. Like I didn't think that Bill and Ted movie. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I just was like, this is blah.
It was not as bad as I feared it would be, but it was not good either.
I'm not a big Bill and Ted fan anyway, so I couldn't imagine that. But I am a very big Wayne's World fan, and I can't see that being anything but terrible.
I don't know. It's just what I heard.
That and Austin Powers would be. Maybe they could pull Austin Powers off, but
what these studios need to do is all these things that shouldn't come back as their own properties. They should make a big team up movie where like 7 characters from 7 different films come together,
and they all get
for an
killed.
Adventure.
If they're gonna make it,
you kill them off. You kill them all off. That way they can't come back. Unless Tom Matthews is involved.
I've yet to see the Bill and Ted sequel, but I did see the Jay and Silent Bob one, and I enjoyed that thoroughly. I really did. I thought it was great.
I did.
Yeah. I was given a free code to watch the movie, and I still haven't watched that.
You should, because it's a good time. I had a good time watching it. It's a fun movie. It's not really meant for serious. None of their movies are meant for serious, though. So I enjoy it for what it is, and I like all the callbacks to Clerks 2 and Clerks 1. And
well, let me ask you, is Will Ferrell in the new Jay and Silent Bob? If he's not, it's not worth it.
I do not believe so.
Remember. I can't remember.
An Austin Powers movie now would be set in the 80s.
They probably would go back to the 80s.
Yeah, because obviously it's 20 years since the first one, 25 years.
Yeah.
So you're talking 80s. You're talking like Wall Street. You're talking, that yuppie culture.
Oh, my time, baby.
It may actually work.
Austin Powers versus Patrick Bateman. There's your movie.
Well, I always thought that like Saturday Night Live, instead of doing individual films, should have done films involving all the characters from different eras coming together. I mean, Church Lady talking to Wayne and Garth and all that. Why wouldn't you do that?
Special.
Oh, she's my favorite SNL character ever.
You could just keep going and going and going, and I'm sure everyone that's still alive would do like their character for a 10-minute stretch in that movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because a lot of those characters, they can't fucking.
They can't.
They can't run because it's Pat. They made a fucking Pat movie.
Yeah. I had to see that in theaters.
I want to see it, but I can't find it.
It's so bad, dude.
I've never seen it.
And didn't they make a Stuart Smalley Saves the Planet or Saves His Family? I think it's called.
I remember that one.
It's like that was like a 3-minute segment.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember It's Pat was one of the only movies my dad leaned over. Do you really want to stay and finish this?
I'll say I would take a fucking Dana Carvey's John McLaughlin movie. There's
topical for you.
Yeah, no shit. Just whatever year they make that movie in, that would make the year for me.
His stand-up's underrated. Dana Carvey's pretty
a little
funny.
Bit.
He's a funny guy.
You know what? He made the big mistake of naming his special, straight white male or whatever the fuck. And it's not that at all. He doesn't talk about, he's not that comedian. He's not going that way. It's not like he's fucking took a hard right turn or anything like that. But so there's the whole spectrum of people that are like, oh no, I'm not watching that. But
you're saying people on the spectrum aren't watching?
Yeah. Oh shit! We were on Corny stream last night. What the fuck did they call him? It was hilarious.
Wasn't Joe Rogan stuff? You mean?
No. They're talking about autistic, but they didn't say artist. They didn't say artist. It was another. I don't know. There's just something else. It was like an idiot that didn't know the word autistic. But it's something Corny, I think, said. So, makes sense that it didn't make sense. It was funny that in the moment. I wish I could remember it. Anyway.
I don't think comedians overall are as funny as they used to be. I mean, there's some that are few that are hilarious. But...
There's just too many. You've been in comedy for a year and Netflix will give you a fucking half hour.
Yeah,
that's the problem. It's not a matter of they're less funny.
They're too fucking scared now.
That too.
Because there's a few like Ricky Gervais, Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle. They don't give a fuck. They will say what they were. But there's too many comedians who are just so terrified of Hollywood and upsetting the system, and they don't want to lose out on that paycheck from Netflix or whatever.
But not for nothing.
But they're all like the likes of Gervais, Chappelle. They're that big that they can afford to do what they want. But there's too many who are just terrified of upsetting the apple cart. Luckily, you do have got Chappelle, Gervais who don't give a fuck.
I mean, it's gotten to the point now, the way the internet's set up, though, that a lot of comedians that are coming up that are maybe a rung or two below Burr and Chappelle, but they're on the rise regardless. They don't give a shit either because they got Patreon, they've got their YouTube stream, their podcast, whatever it is. They don't give a shit about doing an hour, so they don't give a shit if Netflix never calls them. They don't care about Comedy Central because Comedy Central hasn't been relevant in 10 years. So luckily, I mean, granted, until they
YouTube's canceling people though. YouTube is canceling people left, right, and center.
Sure.
YouTube is just unbelievable now. YouTube used to be amazing. 5 years ago, you used to be able to get anything on YouTube. A few years ago on YouTube, if I wanted to watch a video about 9/11, I don't want to get too controversial, but Right, I tried to find a video of Building 7 collapse on YouTube the other day. There is one video on YouTube. 3 years ago, there were about 30, 40 videos, multiple angles. Now there's one video. Why is there one video? Who
I
is
was
the
there watching that day live from the very beginning to the very end.
Well, how did you know when it started?
Because I was awake.
Hmm.
I was watching television. I was watching I was watching SoapNet. I was watching soap operas that I had missed. I have not watched soap operas since this day because of this. I was watching SoapNet, and all of a sudden a thing came over the thing, the channel saying, you know, that something was going on in New York. So I turned to the, you know, news station, probably MSNBC, but I'm not sure. And I saw what was going on. And I called up my husband at work and said, holy crap, something's happening. You got to turn on the TV down there. And I called my dad and I called everybody. And so I watched from beginning to end on that particular day. I was flipping channels. They told everybody they were taking 7 down. They told them. They said it on the news. All this conspiracy theory crap all happened after. I'm telling you, I saw it. They told people, please move, please get out of the area. We're going to take building 7 down. It was too damaged to stay up. There's no conspiracy. It's just it was too damaged to stay up. So they took it down.
But they
can't melt steel.
They've never said that they took it down, though.
I know, but the thing is, they probably did. It's just that it got muddled up in all of the conspiracy theories. That's the problem these days. You see, all these conspiracy theories are muddling up the truth, and because no one wants to hear the truth because they'd rather believe the conspiracies, it gets put to the wayside. I was watching. I know the truth. I saw the truth with my own eyes and heard with my own ears. They said.
Yeah.
Get out of the area. We're taking building 7 down.
Those buildings were holograms anyway. Planes never hit anything. It's all fucking... No. But as far as YouTube goes, though, I was watching a Wrestling with Regret video.
Oh, yeah.
Today, he reviewed an old pay-per-view. And because, like, this was like the Attitude Era, one of the guys, you know, ended up bleeding. He had to change the blood from red to blue, so he didn't get demonetized.
Yeah,
like that's stupid.
That's why the part in Kill Bill where they turn everything black and white while she does her, you know, killing spree was so that they could use scenes from that in the trailer because they wouldn't let the trailer be out there with that amount of blood. So he got away with it by making it black and white.
MPAA is horse shit.
It's weird because like Twitter is restrictive in a lot of ways, but they have XXX content on Twitter.
I can't say the other F word, but you could show, you know.
Yeah, it's weird.
An 8-on-1.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
we enjoy that, don't we, England?
I'm just gonna say this one
Get
thing.
in.
And then I don't want to talk too much politics on my channel because I get judged too much and I don't
politics
like to be judged.
bad.
You know.
MAGA.
No, I'm totally the opposite guy. You know that. But here's what I'm going to say about cancel culture, and then I'm not saying anymore. If people canceled themselves properly, if people policed themselves properly and used manners, then we wouldn't have cancel culture because everyone would be doing the right thing. Unfortunately, people can't control themselves, and instead of actually, you know, canceling themselves and thinking, should I say this? Should I say this out loud? Will it hurt someone? They just don't give a shit. And when people don't give a shit, that's when society starts to fall apart.
Jamie, I'm sorry.
For what?
For being mean.
Who were you mean to?
You.
When?
You said for people like being mean.
Well, people being mean to everybody. I'm talking like general society. Like everybody needs to police
Oh.
themselves properly. If people police themselves properly, we wouldn't have this problem.
You
So
have a
that kid in
point.
Guatemala doesn't count.
I think the truth is, and let's not go down this political rabbit hole, but
Yeah.
I don't support censorship ever because I think censorship is the wrong answer to any societal ill.
How did I point
more,
at the same wrong place?
more
4
conversation
times?
is always better than less conversation. It'll get us to a point of back to a point of respect and trust a lot faster than shutting down anyone's voice.
Mhm.
So I never support censorship when you're not talking about someone, with the big stuff, whichever. I don't want to save the words on your stream, but outside of crimes
The
in which there's
gamer
actual
word, the other F word.
well, no, I'm not even talking that. I'm talking about things where there's actual crimes being committed and recordings of those crimes being.
Sure.
That's the only place you could call that censorship, and I would support censorship in that case. But in the case of words, I was taught at a very young age that about sticks and stones and the consequences of them. I just think that we got to all back away from the edge and start respecting each other and listening and talking. And yeah, you call out people, you still have opinions. Doesn't mean you can't express them.
Yeah.
But when we shut people down, I have real worries. Hayden runs a pretty wild stream. I don't want to see him thrown off the air because someone interprets that as unacceptable. I don't want to see myself pulled off the air because I talk about horror, which to a section of the population is offensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's one of those things. I think reaching for censorship is always the wrong answer, and that means I have to play my part too and defend those who are speaking from opinions that I really disagree with as well. So,
Lauren, I'm offended.
well, I'm not going to apologize for your offense, but I'm going to say that I think we all got to get back to respecting each other, and just that impulse to shut things down is really dangerous. It's not going to lead to people changing their minds. It's going to lead to people vilifying each other more.
As long as the internet's here, there's some way to reach mass amounts of people. There's going to be a section of scolds that they're going to find something to get pissed off about, regardless, or in a very fake way. They don't care.
I think that people do get legitimately offended by things. I'm not questioning
occasionally,
motives,
sure,
but the answer is really say, hey, you want to know why that's hurtful? This is why that's hurtful, and this is my life experience, and this is why I'm having this reaction. I think the person who said something insensitive now has to consider the action, whereas we just shut them down and say, nope, you're gone. Now that person is fueled by even more hate.
Yeah.
And they're still going to talk just to people who will listen, which is dangerous because it's not open discourse.
Yeah, you brought that up before. It's like,
Yeah.
It's just that I was brought up a certain way. This is because of my upbringing, My grandma was very specific. My mom was very specific. My dad was very specific about manners and how you treat other people. And I was taught to think of other people's feelings before I speak or before I say something, or before I do something, because there's people out there with lives different than me, and it's not my place to judge them. It's not my place to judge them. Now, granted, I'm not fond of mean people. I don't like mean people. I think people who are out there, calling other people names, calling others names, or not accepting people for who they are, that's mean. And
sure, but so is calling people Nazis as hyperbole.
Right.
So it's like it doesn't end. So we have to start talking openly.
He's literally Hitler. He's literally
now. Here's the thing. I also believe in calling it like I see it. So if I think somebody, acted like Hitler, I'm going to say they acted like Hitler. Sure. And I understand that people might get upset at that.
But they can't be literally Hitler.
I think.
Well, they could.
I think that the people that get upset at that stuff are very immature. And they need to grow up. Because but they're not understanding. They don't take context into consideration.
That's true of all sides of this, though, Jamie. That's the whole point. That's why we can't shut people down.
Yeah, and that's why we fucking need to stop talking about it.
I don't want to shut people down. I want people to shut themselves down.
Hey,
I want people
congratulations
to
on 200. Let's go.
I want people to understand when it's wrong to pick on someone or when it's wrong to try to cancel someone. I have a cousin who's gay, and I don't want him treated differently. I don't want him treated differently because he's gay. I just want him treated like everybody else, you know?
I've said it before. I moved out of my parents' house into a gay couple's house. I lived there for 5 years. I don't like to see people treated badly, but I understand that those who do have the impulse to treat other people badly are not going to get better unless we have conversations.
Right.
So the idea, again, I think censorship is exactly the wrong. So cancel culture to me isn't this political game. It's just dangerous on all sides because you're saying to someone, we're just going to shut our ears and we're not going to hear you. But you're not stopping them from speaking or propagating out their message. You might think you are just because you're not hearing it, but that's the see no evil, hear no evil thing. It doesn't work.
And they're going to go to their beer halls, and it's going to be a whole new thing.
We need to come together as a people. And
I think
right now, over me.
Yeah.
I think also like one thing, I mean, this really isn't political, but make different kinds of friends and bond over other things. Like you'd be surprised. Like it doesn't really matter what your political affiliation is. You can bond with horror movies. You can bond with wrestling.
Can I tell you, like, the universal bonder of people? You guys aren't gonna like it, and it's gonna sound, it's gonna be, it's tired and old coming from me, but a little Colombian marching powder. I've met so many friends of different fucking backgrounds, tax brackets, this, that, and the other. We just bonded over, a key, and a little baggie, and a key.
I've never done that. I've never done that stuff ever. Well, I've smoked weed. I've taken acid. I've taken shrooms.
I've never done acid. I jumped from fucking weed to blow.
I wouldn't have taken acid ever in my life, but my friend decided she wanted me to do it anyway, so she put it in my Pepsi and then told me about it about an hour later.
Is your friend Ari Shafir?
No.
Well, since
I still love her, no matter.
No, her friend is funny.
Ari's funny.
I was
too,
16. I was 16 when she did that. We were sitting in a restaurant. I get up to go to the bathroom. She put it in my Coke. I come, back. I drink it. We leave. About half an hour after that, she's like, "So, are you feeling all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah. Why?" And she's like, "Well, I put some of that in your Pepsi." And I was like, "What?" And then I started to feel it. Wow. But here's the thing. I've seen people, when they take that stuff, say, "I saw this and I saw that." I never, ever hallucinated, ever. I never saw anything weird. I saw trails. I felt excited and kind of like I was on speed a little bit, and colors were definitely brighter, but I never saw any like weird stuff ever. I just don't even, I actually used to think my friends were like, faking it because I never saw anything, but I think it's just really truly my physiology. Some medications don't work on me either that would make other people, like crazy or high.
Yeah.
They
don't even affect me. They don't do anything to me.
So we've established that you and Orc need to do like a line right now.
Yep.
So that we can have world peace.
Yes.
Oh,
Go
yes.
for it.
All right.
My doing a line, Orc doing a line, world peace depends on
Also, if they're doing lines, I got to do a line.
I have
I'm
high
not gonna
blood
do a
pressure,
line.
but my blood pressure is perfect today.
I'll do Lauren's line too.
I appreciate that, sir.
Dan?
I've never done any drugs in my life.
I haven't either.
Including marijuana.
Really?
Caffeine counts.
Stop trying to
Caffeine junkies.
just stop. Yeah, well, that's true, but no, I've never, and I haven't drank since high school.
Wow. Drinking is definitely not my thing. I do not really like to drink.
I don't give
This
a shit
was my
about
last
alcohol.
one.
Ever?
Until he opens the next one.
Yeah.
Drinking
Until I
is
open the next
something
one.
because I'm so little. It doesn't really take a whole lot for me.
Half
I can
a
drink
beer.
2 glasses of wine, a whole beer or whatever, and I'm toast. And because it's so easy for me to get drunk, I don't like it. It's uncomfortable for me because I end up trashed while everybody else is still normal, and then I end up on the floor and everybody's trying to drag me out or pick me up. So I don't like to drink.
Well, that's why, like, I drink, but I'll have like 2 drinks and I'm fucking more than fine. Because if I get drunk, it's a problem. I don't fight. I'm a real, like, happy drunk, but I lose pretty much complete control of my arms and legs. They just decide to do what they want.
Yep.
So it's a lot of just like.
Was that your legal defense?
Yes.
Deli Ghost is talking about crocodile, and I got to tell you, any Russian drug that causes your flesh to melt off you if you use enough of it should be on every PSA for drug abuse.
Crocodilia.
Ooh. That stuff's freaky. There's actually a movie called Red Crocodile. I mean, it's like just an art house like gore flick, but yeah, man, some of the photos out there of like skin falling off, it's like nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
No, it's craziness. I mean, and it's like pretty widespread in certain areas of Russia, which is just crazy. Like, it's bad enough when you think heroin, you think, well, why would you do that, right? But then crocodile, like, there's a good chance your face is going to melt off for reals.
Oh my God.
And people are, Google it. Put on pictures, Google pictures, and just.
There's a very good piece that Vice did on it a long time ago, like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I think.
Vice did the good piece.
Yeah, Vice did a piece on
a good piece.
Yeah, they did.
That's new for Vice. I gotta say.
Shit.
I don't know. Like, I understand, drug abuse. I mean, I get it. I get why people get into it, but
when
your
too.
skin starts falling off,
no, that I don't get.
Like,
somebody needs
your
to
internal organs liquefy. It's bad.
I don't need to do meth because I just drink so much soda and energy drinks and coffee. So I'm gonna lose all my teeth that way.
My favorite.
We have a serious problem in this town with
this
meth.
this whole region. Meth is fucking ruined. I came back. I hadn't been up here since 2017 before this past June and July, and just everything's gone to shit. Businesses are closed all over the place. Like, and some of the people I see, that I went to school with even are just fucking, they're shot.
Some of my friends have lost their kids. Their kids have died or they killed themselves because they were all of them messed up on meth and heroin too.
The meth and the heroin. I was gonna say the heroin too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's what I mainly watch now is docuseries or documentaries about drugs and stuff. Basically from West Virginia all the way up to Maine, basically all over America for the most part and Canada. Yeah. It's just mass drugs from the Middle East and from Latin America. Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jamie. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I'm just glad that I was smart enough to stay away from it, and I'm also glad that my son has been smart enough to stay away from that stuff too. So.
What helped me was I came up. I don't know. I know we've got different ages here, but do you remember those Scared Straight specials?
Yep.
That worked on me. I remember when they would take the kid. I remember they took the one kid who I guess was pretending to be a blood. And it's like, do you want to see what a real blood looks like? And he's reaching, and this dude's talking like he's going to kill this kid. They would not do this special today. And the kid finally breaks down and starts crying because he thought the guy was going to open the door. That kid is probably the CEO of some company now.
He's he takes out a comb and he's like, "Comb Manchester." Oh
yeah.
You want to be a bitch? I'll treat you like one. It's holy shit,
dude. Now, no way. I would love to rewatch those again because I watched that and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be good. I'm not gonna even think about doing drugs or whatever that particular kid was. It wasn't just drugs, but
all I needed was the thread of my dad's belt.
Yeah,
that's all I needed. I knew that if I did anything super wrong, that my dad was going to get. He didn't spank us often. I didn't get spanked often, but I knew that if I went too far. What? I missed it.
That came later.
What came later? Oh,
so someone explain.
In life.
Jesus. Yeah, my dad would, if he was going to punish me, if it was something really bad like that, he would have definitely got that belt out, and I was not having it. Plus, I mean, I was a girl. I was the oldest of, at the time it was 4. So I guess I behaved more because I wanted the privileges to be able to go and do stuff my brothers couldn't do. And they were always in trouble and I didn't want to be like them. So
Yeah.
I just didn't do stuff. I mean, I tried, weed and all that stuff in college, but I mean, it's a typical story.
My dad didn't make shit up to get me in trouble for, so I broke his ribs. It's good.
I didn't do 9/11.
I moved here. I lived in West Virginia for a while, actually. It's heroin there. Oh my God. It is like wiping out entire communities. It's insane. It's one of
bad.
the worst. I don't know if it's the worst state, although it might be. But yeah, my house back there, which, was a pretty nice area, I kind of thought. But like a year later, somebody sent me a photo and it was somebody like, I mean, they're covered up being carried out of my house. And he's like, yeah, overdose. Somebody just overdosed on it. And I guess my house became a place to make heroin, however you do that. And
oh, man.
It's insane. And again, this is a fairly nice neighborhood, like middle-class neighborhood. And yeah, he's like, man, it's gotten... I can only imagine during quarantine that things have probably gotten 10 times worse. It's crazy.
What state are you in?
Well, I'm in Atlanta now, but I moved here. I mean, I wasn't like deep West Virginia. I was near DC, Martinsburg. But still, even it's a huge issue.
Yeah.
Huge issue. I don't know why heroin in particular there over other stuff, but like heroin is just everywhere.
It's like that in New Hampshire and Maine.
God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
New Hampshire and Maine, and then PCP is big in DC, from what I hear. Yeah.
I've never done heroin. I just assume.
I lived in Georgia for a summer.
Oh, really?
Back in 1989.
Oh, cool.
I lived in it was Fort Stewart.
It was part of the Union.
I went to visit my family down there, and I got to go to Savannah and Jekyll Island and Tybee Island, and it was fun. I had a good time. Except my aunt made me eat lunch one day in a park where there was just alligators, and I was terrified. Alligators. I couldn't even stop looking. She was laughing at me the whole time. I couldn't stop looking at the water because I was terrified, and I ate so fast. That might be the fastest I've ever ate in my entire life. And I was like, "Let's go! I want to go! I don't want to be here because we're not used to that around here." You
can have like a puddle of water somewhere in Florida, and there'll be gators there. It's insane. I went to this this gas station the last time I drove down through Florida, and they had baby alligators just there.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
I've experienced it as well, though. I was with my aunt and uncle and cousins. We were headed to see the rockets launch. So we had to stop at a gas station. It's like little one, like tiny little.
But alligators are just not normally aggressive to people. 2 people a year on average die from alligator attacks.
They're terrifying looking.
That's what it comes down to. But I mean, dogs are far, far more dangerous than alligators. But
yeah,
I mean,
listen, they don't have cute, fluffy hair. All right,
if you let your kids go for a little dip in the pool next to Disney World and throw rocks at the mama alligator, you're probably gonna have a bad day. Sure, whatever.
My mom lived in Ocala, and I went down there, and I was with her for about 6 months down there, and I was terrified that we were going to see a gator in the backyard. And we were nowhere near water. I mean, Central Florida is horse country. There's no alligators there. But I still worried about it every day.
There definitely are. They're just not as many.
What did you think of that sonic boom when you went and saw the launch? It was pretty intense, right?
We weren't we weren't actually that close for whatever. Like I don't know. They're fucking. The police were just being real cunts that day. Like we all walked down. Like everyone not just us, but like all the people that went to see it were trying to walk down onto this like beach, and then granted we're crossing highway to get there, but the cops are like freaking out. No, you guys all got to get back over there now, and it's like a whole big thing, and I don't know. So we got to see it relatively close, but like yeah.
Well, I was in the backyard. I was hanging up laundry, and I hear this sound I've never heard before in my entire life, and it was the loudest thing, and I thought the world was ending. My mom comes running out the house. She's like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "I have no idea." It was the loudest thing I'd ever heard. And then later on that day,
Orc's mating call.
Yeah. Later on that day, the news comes on, and they were like, "Oh yeah, they launched the space shuttle," and I was like, "Oh, that's what that was." It covers the whole state, and it sounded like it was right there. I mean, it didn't sound like it was like
I don't remember
300 miles from me. It sounded like it was right there.
This is why you follow instructions from IKEA.
But also, that was a couple hours after I had melted my foot on the fucking sand down there.
Oh my god, it's so hot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst.
I would trade it. Fuck this time of year.
No, I'll take the heat. I'm just not going on the fucking sand.
I won't take the heat. I was down there in the summer in the dead heat. You would walk to get your mail in the afternoon. My feet would stick to the pavement. The pavement would get soft and gushy. Yeah. I didn't like that at all. And it's so moist and.
Well, I mean, I was
feet would spot melt to the concrete, and just when you pulled up, it would just be tear and muscle and blood.
Yeah, it's gross.
Well, no, I was down there. It was April, and it was just so fucking hot. I had a migraine almost every day I was there. I hated it.
I know.
I was there for a week, and it rains every day. The rain is nice, but once it's gone, it's muggy and awful. So it's a tiny reprieve.
Saint Maud.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get epics for a month just so I can see it.
Have you seen it yet?
I've not seen
Lauren,
it yet.
have you watched it? Have you seen it yet, Lauren?
I saw it in theaters, dude.
What? When?
A month ago.
Have you seen it, Mike? Because I know it went to the UK first.
It was only in like 23 screens.
You're muted, Mike.
Yeah, he saw it last year, so this is going to be unfair.
Theatres are shut.
Excuse me?
Theatres are shut in the UK. We're in lockdown still.
Oh,
but didn't you see it like last year?
Last year.
Yeah.
We've been in lockdown for about.
Oh, okay.
No, when it was meant to come out, we went into lockdown. We've been in lockdown for 3 months. So yeah, it's just going to go straight to streaming basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
it's so
worth
good.
Even if you got to pay Amazon the $5 or whatever for the month, it's definitely it's worth it just to watch that alone. Plus, not to mention whatever else they have on there.
Well, if I'm going to have epics for a month, I'm going to get my fill because I really love American Gods. It's like, I haven't seen the season 3. I think there's 3 seasons of it now, right? I think I missed season 3. So I really want to go back and watch it. And I miss it. I miss having epics because I used to have it when I had cable. I actually really miss my cable. I know I shouldn't, and it was way too expensive, but I miss just flipping channels. And
well, I hate that there's no Time Warner up here anymore. It's all Spectrum.
It's Spectrum, I know.
It's gross.
But they got good internet. I mean, my internet hardly ever messes up.
Yeah, it's good for the most part, and except the last couple of days. But I don't know if that might be my laptop. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys will really enjoy it. It's the best I've seen so far this year,
really?
For sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen any 2021 releases. I don't think, except Saint Maud, and it's not really.
I saw the trailer for it and I was like, oh my God, this looks awesome. I can't wait. And then James saw it before me and I was like,
it's such a big Mercedes.
I was like, don't say a word. If you spoil it for me, I'm going to be very upset. So.
Yeah, I was so jealous the people that did get to see it in the theater, but hopefully soon. Our theaters are open. I just have family that are a little more paranoid, and so I'm getting close though to going back to the theater.
Our
miss
theater
it.
is about to open, and I can't wait to get in it. I even had a dream about it last
Ow.
night because I miss going to the theater so much. Our
Mhm.
theater, I live in a very small town, very Twin Peaksy kind of town, and we don't have a lot of people. Even though we have Cinema 8, so there's 8 screens. It's never full. It's never
Yeah.
full. I think
I
the
have-
last time I saw a movie full was Titanic.
I've
So
got to drive to Rochester or Buffalo to
yeah.
go to the theater now. Whereas where I was living in Jersey, it was a fucking $9 Uber ride.
I could go to Erie and see a lot more things probably because they have, they got Tinseltown there, and I could probably go there and see a lot more stuff, but it's 45-minute drive, and I don't know. I don't like driving 45 minutes when I can go to the local theater in 10 minutes. So,
well, I mean, yeah, there's a town called Warsaw's got a theater, but I think it's like a small locally owned thing. So it's one screen. So it's not open, of course.
yeah, I can't wait for the theaters to open back up.
I can't wait to fucking the summer again and get the drive-ins going because I can literally walk to one of them now.
My husband is still talking about possibly using our land to build a drive-in. I mean, we literally could. It would make a decent drive-in because it's a hill already, so we wouldn't have to put a whole lot in to have it so that you're looking up at the screen. Plus, my husband thinks it's funny to build a screen up there because our neighbor on his land next door, he put his hunting tree stand up there, and he's like, I just want to put a screen there so it blocks off his view so he can't see our side. I just think that's funny.
Yeah, it's a good time to open it. It really is. I mean, I'm not super close to a drive-in, but
it's just that around here it's seasonal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like Atlanta, you could really probably like 9-10 months at least out of the year keep it open. So I've thought about it. I've thought about maybe investing and opening one with somebody, but I might end up doing it. I mean, when I go to Riverside drive-in outside of Pittsburgh, I do that every year. Like, people are just so nice. It's I don't actually sit in the car. Like, I actually just sit outside.
That is nice. But
yes,
yeah, I would do that with like my parents' shitty cars. They'd have awful sound systems, but any like car made after 2010, it's like you have your own fucking personal surround sound in the car. It's beautiful. AC, just it's lovely.
We like taking the Subaru and opening up the hatch, and laying it out like a bed back there.
That's fun too.
We used to take my son, and we'd have him put his pajamas on. He'd bring his pillow, and it was always such a good time. And I remember growing up, it was a experience that I treasured. Yeah. So I'm glad I got to experience that with my child too.
I always remember seeing especially when I was younger. It doesn't happen as much now, or at least the last time I was at a drive-in. The kids would always get on top, like the roof, of cars. Like the parents would be in the back, and then kids would get on the roof, or they'd set up tents like in front of, like right in front of the screen.
Right in front, yeah.
It's a cool way to. I mean, like I said, my number one was seeing the fog with fog outside, which was beautiful.
That's awesome. I saw Jurassic World with trees just like almost overhanging the screen, which not done on purpose, but it's kind of sweet,
Yeah, just the atmosphere.
It's like almost like a half-ass 3D kind of thing,
And it was frigid. I mean, I was absolutely dying, but it didn't matter. I was like, I'm sitting out in the fog, watching the fog.
And plus, the Atkins, I mean, that'll keep you warm at night.
Yeah. No, anybody that's near, I don't know how far like Pittsburgh would be for you guys, but
it's about 3 hours.
4 for me.
Oh, okay, well, that's a day trip. Yeah, Riverside Drive. It's technically in Vandergrift, Pennsylvania, but if you go up there, you can see the Dawn of the Dead Mall, Night of the Living Dead Cemetery. I'd love to go at the end of April. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my shot by then or not, but God, I miss it so much. It is so cool. People are cool. They have they do a lot of Polish type food. It's like just a family that runs this thing. I think the guy that runs Garage House Pictures actually has something to do with this drive-in. I'm not sure, but he's always there. Yeah. You guys will not be sorry taking the 3-hour drive.
I actually have one a little closer that I could go to. I think it's probably about that one might be another 45-minute drive. It's down in Corey, I think.
Well,
and
it's
a nice. I saw Twister there back in the day.
Oh, nice.
And it was really weird to watch Twister with that part where they're in the drive-in, and the thing comes through there. It was kind of ironic and weird.
This is like a festival, so it's like 4 movies each night. In fact, Lauren, you would love it. Not the April one, but they do another one around October where it's like all Hammer stuff. Then they'll do like older horror, it's like 70s, 80s stuff during April. Hey, Cameron, how's it going?
Cameron?
Hey, I can only crash for a minute. That's why Orc left for a second. But, Mr. C, I want you to say, hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Congratulations.
Hi, Mr. C.
Say congratulations on 200 subscribers.
Thank you.
Okay,
You're adorable.
Can you say goodnight? Okay,
Good
I'll see you
night.
guys later. I gotta go. But just wanted to
Hi,
say
Cameron.
congratulations, Jamie.
Thanks. He's so cute.
Jamie, I'm going to have to shoot as well.
All right. Well, thanks for coming, Mike.
No
Thanks,
problem.
Nice to have you.
See you guys later.
We'll see ya.
Oh, so, bye.
He's just running away to join Piz's stream. Don't let him lie to you.
It is late where he is right now. I was shocked that he came. I'm actually
he's a great
quite
guy.
flattered that he came because it's late there right now.
Yeah, is it right now there? I should learn time.
5
difference.
hours.
It's 5
It's 5 hours different,
okay.
so it's 5 hours ahead of us.
Believe me, I'm well familiar with being able to tabulate where the real times are now.
Yeah, I know the time zones pretty well because I've done so much traveling with Scott. I never in my life imagined that I was ever going to be like a person who like flew in a plane more than once or traveled to Hawaii or anywhere else for that matter. But I've managed to go quite a few places in the last 20 years, and I'm pretty surprised because I'm grateful. I never thought I'd get to travel so much. And I got to go to Hawaii, which was like the best thing ever, even though I hate flying, and me flying over water is bad. It's bad.
Damn,
I do not.
What
I
is it
can't.
about flying that he just is just like that? Oh, it's gonna crash. I know it's gonna crash.
It makes me feel sick.
Okay.
I feel sick. And I don't know if that's because of the actual motion of the plane or if it's because I don't like being in this cigar in the sky.
I mean, I've only flown once, and it was like first class or business class, whatever. So I was fine. But if I had to like sit in a regular seat, I think I'd fucking lose my mind.
Because
I'm very much one of those guys. I need to be able to at all times stretch every part of my body. Like
I usually
crack my ankles, my toes, my knees, elbows.
I usually fly coach
have you.
because that's what we do. But
Right.
When we were going to Hawaii, they kept rerouting our flights, and I was getting sicker and sicker because I don't like to fly, and my husband had to be in Hawaii for work, so he starts yelling at the lady, and she's like, "Okay, you get first class." So we flew all the way from San Francisco to Hawaii first class, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great. I got hammered right away too. So I'm like, just keep bringing them. By the time you get them, I'll need another one. So
it's hard being a bigger dude though on a plane. And I mean, I'm not huge, but like, God.
I am in fact huge. But so here's luckily, so I flew from Newark Airport to Buffalo Airport. So I think yep, that's it, baby. They had to send me to DC first, I think, to get on a smaller plane. I don't know. But so I had to go to DC. So the plane from Newark to DC, the belt didn't fit, but I just didn't say anything.
Oh yeah, they give you the extender.
Yeah, but I didn't say anything, and she didn't really look. She said, "Oh, okay, I guess it fit." I faked it like Sam Neill in Jurassic Park. You know.
Yeah, I've done it too.
It's
Yeah.
just I don't give a shit.
You just throw
Yeah.
the belt over, and you're
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
it's good.
So, you know, but that was a big plane. It was nice. The plane from DC to Buffalo was tiny. It sucked, but the belt was
I
bigger.
hate those
Like
little ones.
I had plenty of room, but you know, for the belt to lock in place, but no, like hardly any room for my legs, even though it's all first class. I mean, what kind of horseshit is this?
2 years ago when I went to Las Vegas, it's a 5-hour flight
Mhm.
from here to Vegas. And I spent the entire flight in the bathroom. I swear to God, I didn't leave the
Wow.
bathroom. I wouldn't leave the bathroom. And the nurses, why am I calling them nurses? That's crazy.
Because this whole trip happened in your head.
I wish. No, I spent that whole time in the bathroom.
Medication
I freaked God
time.
out. I
Medication
freaked out
time.
What?
Medication time.
A blue and a red.
Don't make fun of my medications. I'm on drugs.
No. That was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's a whole, the trip. Never mind. Who cares? Congratulations on 200.
Thank you.
Red pill every time.
Yeah.
But I did. I spent the whole flight in the bathroom, and that's the worst flight experience I've ever had. And I really wish I wouldn't have, but I didn't have a choice. I felt like I was going to die.
Yeah.
I really felt sick the whole flight. So, and they were very accommodating, very nice to me about it. So
You didn't get mean knocks or anything at any point?
Yeah.
no, I got one knock, and it was my husband after 2 hours of me being in there. And he's like, "What is going on with you?" And I was like,
What's
"I'm
left?
sick." And the stewardesses, or I know you're not supposed to, flight attendants, I'm sorry. They were like, "She can stay in there, it's fine." And I was like, "Oh my God, thank God." And they brought me ginger ale and stuff, which was very nice.
What
But,
did you do in Vegas, and where'd you stay?
I've been to Vegas many, many times.
Real quick, I went 3 times, and it was all before I was 21. Go ahead.
Jamie went for the adult video awards.
Last time we went, I stayed in a newer one. I can't remember the name of it now. Oh God, my husband probably knows. But I've stayed at the Rio. I've stayed at the Paris. And one other, and I can't think of what it was.
I'll say this: the Orleans can get fucked.
Oh yeah, that's a newer one, isn't it?
I don't know, but that's where we got robbed. So
I've only been to Vegas the once for the Stoker Awards, and that was at the Flamingo.
My husband designed the doors on the Paris hotel. So every time we go there, he's like, "There's my doors." It's kind of cool.
I always stayed at Circus, which is always kind of fun. I mean, you got the circus acts down there.
There is a lot of fun stuff in there. It's good for
Yeah.
kids too.
Yeah, it is good if you're my nieces and nephews were always occupied.
If I ever go again, I'm staying at the Heart Attack Grill. So
you don't need to be a gambler to enjoy Vegas. There's a ton to do there.
no.
Buffets,
I,
man.
dude, I ate for free at the Heart Attack Grill. If you're over 350, get in there, fatty.
You eat good in Vegas.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, the food in Vegas. That's the only reason I told Scott, I said, "Man, the only reason to really come here is for the food. It's so good. The shopping's good too." But
There's a music venue called the Dive Bar. They have the best tacos I've ever had in my life. Best other things too, but that's not part of the venue.
That's the alley behind.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
But apparently this guy's kind of got like a key to every hotel too. He's just like, he's the guy.
my friend got married in Las Vegas at the Rio, and
Her name is Rio?
No, but she dances
In the sand?
in the sand. Yeah, so I went to the Rio, and it was cool. 2 really cool things that happened there was one, they had this big suite for their reception, or not the reception, it was for the rehearsal dinner. And right before they had got it, J-Lo had been there. So I peed in the same toilet as J-Lo.
Solid.
Yep. You have to put that on your Twitter bio. That needs to be like the headline. I
Peed in the same toilet as J Lo. That's cool.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Also, they have a club there called Club Voodoo, and it's on the roof. And I got to dance on the roof of that building. It was fantastic. That's the funnest thing I've ever done. I hate heights though, so I really didn't like looking over the side, but they have it set up so it's very, very safe. And it was a great experience to dance on the roof of a building.
So you didn't do the New York roller coaster that's on the top?
No, it wasn't running. It's never been running when I've been there. It's weird. I don't know why it never ran.
You know what one I could never do? I would never do it in a million years is the Stratosphere.
Oh, I've done it, yeah.
Fuck I won't do that either. I did in the New York. I did go to the Coyote Ugly in the New York hotel.
I've never done that actually, but that's still on my Vegas list. Never. It's like the one thing I never end up doing, but.
Have you been in that hotel? It's really cool. They have it all set up like the city, and there's like streets, and you get, instead of a hotel room, you get an address, which I think is really cool.
It's funny having been a card player. I didn't gamble a lot in Vegas. I usually am going to shows. I'm going to. I mean, a little bit.
Penny slots.
Yeah,
I do too. I always win.
Blue Man Group was the shit. I saw them there.
I won $600 fucking and then lost that and another $2. So I don't know when to quit.
See, I allow myself a certain amount, and I won't go past that certain amount. So if I win something, that goes in my pocket, and I still play with the same amount. So I always come up.
Now, like I've been to Atlantic City since with my boss, and that's generally my rule. But this was the first time. This is the first time I've ever gambled in my life. So I'm like, oh, I just got to be on a jackpot coming around again. I'll just keep going. I'll get it back.
Lauren and Snake, isn't that coming back? Like I heard there was like 14 and 16 hotels now, because there was a live streamer who does IRL content, and he went there, and he was like talking to a bunch of dealers and stuff.
It's never been as bad as perhaps the media has portrayed. It's just not what it was in the early 80s. I mean, it's still worth doing. I mean,
I don't know it as anything but what it is.
Yeah.
So like, I wasn't around for any rise or fall or anything like that. But I'll say if you're going, go to the Tropicana.
You're right, Brian. Weed is legal in Vegas, but it isn't legal to smoke it. It's legal to have it.
To hold it. To have it to hold.
You got to be real careful, with what you're doing there.
You can boof it.
I went to the dispensary there. I went to the dispensary in San Francisco, or I mean, not San Francisco, San Diego too, and it was cool. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't done Atlantic City too much. I've been there, but I never really did much in Atlantic City, so I can't.
Tropicana, you gotta eat Chicken Pete's or Carmine's. Chicken Pete's.
Chicken Pete's, definitely.
Get the little lobsters and some
crab. The crab with the house dusting. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like the little lobsters. They're cute. It's fun. You want to know one bite. Carmine's is off the fucking hook. It's an Italian restaurant, and they serve it family style. So it's just like platters of.
Yeah, but there's that one really bad pizza joint right on the boardwalk. Don't eat there.
Yeah,
that's bad. That's like really bad.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. We were all just a bunch of drunks. We stayed inside all day. It was opening weekend of the NFL, so we were just drinking and eating. and they,
fuck yeah,
And I had been up for the last day and a half, so I kind of like was partied out post dinner, post Carmine's, and so I just stayed in the room. They all went to like one of the nightclubs, and like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that was like, there was a brief period where people were giving me money to basically double, and I hated it because I really didn't like gambling in Vegas. I just liked doing stuff, but there are some really stupid gamblers and card players there. So like I couldn't get away from the table, and but I mean I can't complain. I always did well, but man, there's just so much. I love going to the comedy shows. And
on Reddit, there was a really funny thing. It was a clip, and it was the Pawn Stars before they were big, and Dave Attell went there when he had his show, The Insomniac with Dave Attell.
Oh,
And he goes, and the main guy, not the old guy, but his son, he's like really skinny, and he's like, well, he must have been on a bunch of drugs at this time in his life. And then he gets, now he's all big.
Well, like there's like a photo comparison. There's like young Homer Simpson, and then the Homer we all know and love, and it's like young Rick, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, Rick.
It's
Yeah.
like now, yeah.
Oh, you guys have been writing in the private chat this whole time. I never even look at it.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't ever. This is the first time I've typed.
Yeah.
If
anybody,
use it.
I'm bad. If anybody asks me anything, I sometimes I'll zone out because I'm into a conversation.
Yeah, well, that's it. We're talking.
I have learned that if Orc is on a stream and a private chat is available,
he'll use it.
He will not only use it, he will fill the motherfucker like a sample cup at the sperm donation center. Okay?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what... holy crap, look at the chat. So if I missed something, I apologize.
Yeah, I don't know what maybe that was that Cameron trying to get in, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was trying to get in, and I was like, why can't he get in, and why isn't Jamie seeing it? And then I was like, oh yeah, there's a 6 cap. So then I just left, and I was like, oh, yeah.
I don't have the paid for version of this yet. Maybe I will eventually, but as of right now, I'm not ready to start paying for it.
In a month when you hit 1,000.
I always gotta pay for it.
If I get up to 1,000 subs, I'll pay for it. I'll tell you what, if I get up to 500 subs, I'll start paying for it.
You'll get there.
I hope. I gotta keep. My problem is doing content. I'm not very consistent, and it's a little hard on me. I'm trying to gather ideas, and for what I really want my channel to be, and I know I want it to be focused on entertainment. It's just I also want to talk about all kinds of other things too. So I don't know. I'm just going to let it be a free-flowing channel.
Yeah, just do what I do. You're a hell of a lot more likable, so I think it'll probably work for you.
Thanks, Steak.
This is true. Steak does suck ass.
I think
I knew you'd laugh. I knew.
I think like that the community is growing, and I think that everyone attached will continue to grow. So it's keep doing what you're doing, keep putting yourself out there, keep like experimenting. Because to be honest with you, I don't think any of us know what is going to work for us. So just keep riding. I mean, something will happen, and there will be eyes on you, no question about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just it's hard for me to like when I go in by myself, I feel like uncomfortable and like I don't know really what I'm supposed to talk about when I'm by myself. I wish I was like Cameron. Cameron can go on and just be like on for like 40 minutes and just talk the whole time. And I just don't know if I have that in me. I'm much better as part of an ensemble.
You always have the chat to lean on too. Don't forget.
True, but I usually only have about 10 people in here at a time.
My streams usually I have about 6 usually. Like Monday I had 12, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that can depend on time of day and everything. But yeah, I find the more you do it, you get better at things. Because when I started, there's certain things I still get scared about interviews. I know, like Sean Oliver is kind of a big one if you're a wrestling person.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for Saturday. I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, luckily I got 2 other guys on that. But
listen, just let Corey be like let Corey take the brunt of the damage. More or less, you can kind of
shouldn't be embarrassed by your performances because all your videos you're outstanding at just going on there and just talking. I don't know how to do that.
But I'll say this as far as that, go back and watch my second show. If Tim Lost Cunningham hadn't come on, it would have been a fucking train wreck. Like he saved my ass that night.
The chats help. Like it helps to have somebody.
But
like
I pulled him right on camera though. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, like Cameron's really good. I don't think I could do like that where it's just me because I get bored, hearing my own voice. But Cameron's really good. I wish I could like hold a one person show like that. I don't think I've got that skill yet. It's hard.
Like, how many podcasts do you know of that are one person?
There's more than you would think, actually.
Bill Burr runs it by himself. I mean, Tim Dillon does it technically, but he's talking to his producer the whole time.
Yeah,
you know. And I think like Bill Burr literally is just in his house by himself, you know, in his underwear, yapping on a couch.
Yeah, like I don't think I could ever be like a late night host. I can't imagine. I mean, they have writers. I get it, but still,
but it's hard. It's hard. You got to hit. There's a couple episodes of Louis that touch on that, and it's like, no, you're doing it wrong, fatty. Try again. Is David Lynch fucking telling him he's stupid? You're never gonna. I'm just gonna give up because it's not worth my time.
I don't get frustrated anymore. I got advice from like a couple like old timey radio people, not old time, like 80s, but and they said like the biggest thing is like people listen for you. So you may think, oh, I'm a little awkward here and there with this or that, or I lose, my train of thought. But they listen. They're going to keep listening for you because, you can find anybody to review a movie. There's no shortage of options. But
fucking more every day.
But if they like you, they'll listen to you talk about pretty much anything. So.
Yeah, I just got to figure out, like, I don't know. I need to spend more time watching more things, and I guess I'm just not. I haven't got my game plan all figured out yet. This has all been sort of like a whirlwind a little bit for me because, like, I'm just this housewife, who, was talking about Twin Peaks for the last 2 years, and I really had never planned on doing anything on my own channel ever, and I just planned on talking about Twin Peaks with friends. That's really how it all started for me. Was just I wanted to talk about Twin Peaks with people who like Twin Peaks
with friends. Is that the addition to Words with Friends?
I don't know.
My mom's into that. I can't get her to stop to even watch a movie. It's so annoying. I was like, it's just crossword.
That game. I think I've played that once or twice.
Yeah, it's like that game. You play words with friends.
Steak, I'm kind of slow. That black thing on your head. I thought you had like a birth defect for a while, and then I was like, oh wait, it comes and goes.
Well, he does have a birth defect.
But you can't see it. It's not one that you can see.
Well, not unless we get private.
Well, that's what she said. Oh.
Did you try the pressed powder idea I told you about, Steak?
I haven't because I don't know where to get that. I guess I'd have to order it. But
no,
still
you go into any makeup aisle at any drugstore and get some Maybelline, honey.
Shopping in person? I don't think so.
Well, I'll do it for you, and then I'll send it to you in the mail.
There you go.
Yo, what up, Big T?
You gotta like match your complexion or whatever.
Yes, you'd definitely be probably a light ivory.
The whitest one they have.
Just go for the darkest one and start forward.
No, you can't do that in 2021.
So Jamie, I don't mean to crash your live stream, but I got to record something with Monty for Region Free. Just wanted to give you some advice because this is a 200 sub thing. The way to get good at YouTube, depends what you want to do. But if you want to do live streams, the best way is like to treat it honestly like a stand-up comedian, where they go to the laugh house or the comedy store, or whatever, every day or every other day. And sometimes they don't even have material. They just get up there and wing it because they need to know how it feels to fail and how it feels to succeed. And sometimes I just go on live knowing I'm going to delete the live stream anyway, like right afterwards. And I just practice the comeback skills of talking with people, just getting used to that. Because then by the time you get ready to do a real show, you're ready.
Right.
Yeah. So that's my advice. Just the more you do it, the better you'll get. I get so happy when I see because there's so many channels I watch where they have they produce these videos and they're gorgeous and they're wonderful to watch. I have no time for that. I wish I could do that. I don't have any time for that. I only have time to just hit live and talk. And you never know who's going to show up in your chat. So you got to be ready. You got to be ready to know how to respond to people.
Yes.
I'll be there for you.
You can ignore them, or you can. A lot of people I know ignore them. I totally admire that, but I'm more of the stand-up comedian where it's like if someone's going to roast me in the chat, I'm going to come full at them. And then, so there's different ways to handle it, but you're doing a great job. 200 subs. You know how long it took me to get to 200 subs? A long time.
I started out, so when I started doing YouTube, I wasn't like doing YouTube. I was just watching stuff. And by the time I started Coffee Time, I already had 125 subs for no reason. So
there was a reason.
I'm starving. Or do you got any subs back there?
And well, I was like, okay, well, these people are subbing to me. I don't know why, because I don't do any content, but okay. And then I don't know, it just grew. Once I started doing Coffee Time, more people started subbing, and then once I started doing Region Free, it just went really fast, 75 like that. So I'm hoping that it'll keep growing. It's very exciting.
What's that like?
A woman talking genre and getting subs, I'm shocked.
Hey, buddy.
I mean, if I knew I'd do that, I would have put on a wig a long time ago, okay, and gotten a lot more subs. So.
I just hope. Okay, so if they're watching me because I'm a cute girl or whatever, fine. But I hope they realize I got some brains up here too. So.
That's what. No, they'll come for the looks and they'll stay for the brains.
Good.
I've come from looks before.
All right, I gotta go. I gotta go record with Monty, but I just wanted to wish you guys all the best. So.
Okay, see ya, Cameron. Thanks.
Bye.
Peace out.
I keep my viewers constantly want me to do solo shows, and I do one a month because I never ever feel like I'm gonna have anything to talk about for an hour. I usually set aside like 10 minutes of material, but then the chat will just pick up and carry me.
Yeah.
And I should have learned that by now, but every time I'm convinced, hey, in 15 minutes I'll be off the air. 15 minutes, and then an hour later it's like, oh my god, but it's not me, it's them. It really is the community, so trust in them.
I'm actually,
you'll be amazed.
you guys have done so much for me and supported me so much and in so many ways, and I honestly couldn't be doing this without you guys. And I also want to tell you, James, that I wouldn't be doing this without you either, and I really thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on Coffee Time so that people could get to know me and that I could get used to being on camera. And Coffee Time is always going to be home. So I just wanted to say that.
It helps as you get like diehards that listen all the time. Like it may be a dozen, whatever, but then it's more free flowing. The conversations are. There's not as many awkward pauses. I've noticed that the last year. Like YouTube, really, I should have done a long time ago.
I feel like I should have too, but I was sick. I can't say I could have started earlier because I couldn't. I was sick and I weighed a lot more than what I weigh right now. I mean, you guys wouldn't even recognize me. So once I got better, I needed to find myself, and this was my way of doing so. So I'm glad. And Lauren, you too. Thank you so much, because without your support and without Cameron's support, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So I really thank you for taking a chance on me.
She says that, but you guys don't know how often I've yelled at her.
He's joking. Aw, thanks, James. I miss you guys too. But it's getting to be almost 2.5 hours now, and I'm getting kind of tired, and it's getting hot in here. So yeah. I'm about ready to get ready for bed. So
I'm gonna try to hack into Piz's stream. So
are ya? Oh, is he doing a stream right now?
It's starting soon anyway.
Well, if you said 10:30, that means you still have 10. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You should just
he's gonna play all his songs. So
have everybody switch channels and not say anything. Just have Steak hosting Piz's show. Don't say a word.
God.
Just
that would be so much fun.
Flip it. I don't know if we could like clone a background so it looks like we're in each other's houses.
We absolutely could.
You could. You just have to take a picture of it from his perspective, like the camera's perspective, without him sitting there, obviously.
Hey James, you'll have to go back
That's
to the
a
beginning of
damn-
this because I
that's
showed
a
everybody my
magical
coin
idea.
collection. All right. Well, if you guys want to plug your stuff real quick.
Sure. Well, Flesh Wound Features on YouTube, and we also have fleshwoundfeatures.com. We're going to be having merch soon. I think we technically have a couple shirts, but there's going to be more. We're actually doing. We're going to be working on some fake movie posters that
Ooh.
who knows, maybe might get made one day.
Cool. That's awesome.
So it sounds like an abomination that I have merchandise before you guys do.
I don't have any merchandise yet.
But I'll
Someday.
go youtube.com/steaksauce92. Catch Off the Grill podcast Mondays. I think I'm going to move it permanently to 8:30. I think that did work well for me this past Monday. So we're going to keep it there and kick it live at Cool Penis Hand Job. I'm not going to spell it out for you because, frankly, I don't know how. On Twitter, find me or don't. I think that's it. Lord, go.
Visited by Voices 1 on YouTube. On Monday at 8 p.m. I have Gene Cavellos, the editor from the Del Abyss line, the classic Abyss line that gave us Kathy Koja and Brian Hodge and Mike Arnzen and an entire class of great horror writers that today are all pretty much considered classic and legendary in some cases. So we'll be celebrating Gene. And then on the 5th, Friday the 5th, I have Mark Allen Gunn also joining us, who, if you know, he's a solid performer in the genre as well. Then I'll be taking a little bit of a hiatus to deal with some health issues. And on the other side, some cool big surprises are starting to percolate.
Awesome.
He's got to fill in for the Rock's stunt double.
Yes.
There's a little bit of a height difference, I think.
It's all movie
And
magic
complexion
one.
difference.
Movie
Probably.
magic.
Yeah, but your faces look exactly the same. It's just different colors.
I'm not sure that's true.
You're very chiseled.
I'm not sure that's true. I think the word you're looking for is sunken.
Yes.
Orc, go.
You got anything to plug?
Yo. Nope, just unplugged. MTV. All right, I'm PewDiePie. Sub to my channel. I'm from Sweden and I reside in England, and it's great. Anyways, now I'm Orc and sub to Region Free. I'm gonna pay it forward.
Hey Jamie, is Region Free going on soon?
Region Free is going on soon. Region Free, I believe, is going on tomorrow night. And
what time?
we got something very special in store for you that we worked very hard on. So I hope you all tune in.
Yes.
Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern time. So.
Oh, I had a t-shirt store. teespring.com/stores/off the grill store.
Off the
Something
Grill
like that.
Podcast, people.
Figure it out, man.
Wait, hold up.
Lauren, did your shirt come in yet?
It has not.
What the?
Your people are failing me.
I'm about to talk.
They're blaming the
16
COVID
minutes?
and the weather, and I don't care. I want my shirt.
Like I said, my sister ordered a day before you, I think, and she got hers Saturday, not Sunday.
I got a huge mass of stuff that just randomly came in today, so it probably still coming.
Nice. Yeah.
It just stuff all came at once.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody.
Wait, time out.
3 more
What,
minutes.
what,
3 more
what?
minutes.
Wait. 15 minutes. Jay, Hayden, and I will be doing a Terminator show.
When?
On Jay's channel.
When?
In 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for coming to my.
Jamie.
Yeah. Thanks for coming tonight, guys. I really appreciate all the support and
Congratulations.
thank you so much. And you guys have a good night. We'll talk to you later.
Absolutely. Good night.
Bye.
Iris loves you.